What's up, honey? What's up, honey love? What's up, girl? What's up, little honey love? I see you. What you doing, Red Sonia? What's up, Sonia? Fat Mama Sonia. What's up, Fat Mama Sonia? What's up, Fat Mama Sonia? What's up, Mayday? Lord Mayday. What's up, boy? What's up, Lord Mayday? What's up, my boy Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? It's my big boy, Doc. What you say? All right. Welcome back to another week, another episode of Game Dog Talk. You know what I mean? We got the panel back together for another classic show. Salute to the legendary schoolboy, Mr. Richard Garcia. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Wonderful.
Good. Can I say one thing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to apologize to the chat because we start late sometimes, and it's just because we're in the background getting in some good conversation, man. If you guys could only be there.
Right.
So that's why we start late sometimes. We're just having good combo, you know. Right. And too bad everybody can't be privy, but one day we'll be in person. We'll tell you all what we talk about.
Yes, sir. So we have the legendary roster man Boone in the building. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, man, them call him KB to the maximum, schoolboy to the maximum, and my man Ram to the maximum, and they say Bacchus Reese, Stally.
Yes, indeed. And we have the legendary Bakari from Only in America Kennels. How you doing today, sir?
Peace and love and happy New Year's to all of the good brothers on the panel, as well as the beautiful brothers that we have in the chat room.
Yes, sir. And we got, of course, welcome down Ram Big Stepping in the building. What it do, Ram?
What up, man? Shit, blessed to see another year. Happy to be back on with my guys, man. You already know. Still scratching hard than a motherfucker, screaming in the corner.
Yes, sir.
Big pimping. Big pimping. He's big pimping.
That part too, though. You feel me? We just keep that under wraps.
Yes. And Happy New Year to the panel. Happy New Year to the chat. Salute to everybody out here. Let me do a quick roll call, and we can start cooking. Let's see. Let me go all the way back up to the chat. Man, this thing going way back up. AJ in the building. What's up, man? Ty Green. John Kramer, A there, Oaktown, Guillory Kennels, Khalib, Hendricks. Let me see here. Melanin Creation, salute. Luciano, Joshua, Woodard, Gamebred, Pitbull Hall of Fame, salute. Bulldog Bill, Africa is Home, salute. Mark Casey, David Valdez, Mike Lee, Dogman D, Miami Snoopy 305. Salute, man. The brother Live Life Real. Crandall, El Dos de los Perros. I'm gonna get that down, boy.
El Dios de los Perros. What's up, brother?
Trench Crew. Dogman RT, Mark Wonderlynch, Martinez Game Dog, salute. Ty Green, Fat Bill Reynolds, salute.
Fat Bill, FB, the dancing bear.
Salute to brother Fat Bill. All right.
Lefty, American Pitbull Terrier in here. Tony Gardner. Let me see here. Soul Power, aka Gamed Up Kennel, salute. Let's see here. Paris Jackson. All right, y'all can't read everybody, but much love to everybody that's in the building. There's a lot of y'all up in here already. So salute to everybody in the building. We're gonna get down to it, start cooking. First of all, how's everybody New Year? Start with you, Brother Bach.
Oh, no complaints, brother. I'm happy to be here with all the good brothers here and everybody else that I know of and know of not. So I'm here. So I'm happy.
Yes, sir. And how about you, Brother Boone?
Yeah, man, them calling It's Irie, man. The land is Irie, man. Everybody having a good time. Bulldogs been bred, puppies been born, they being raised, and we just having a new year for a new day.
Yes,
there you go.
How about you, Mr. Garcia?
I made it. I'm here, and
Yes,
glad
sir.
to be here. Salute to everybody in the chat and all the brothers in the building, and appreciate the support and glad to be here.
Yes, sir. What about you, Ram? How you been, man? How's New Year's going for you?
Shit, real good. Motherfucking drunk, 1738 at the Wildlife Zoo. Fun. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Big Pippin. Big Pippin.
You know, just trying to live my life, you know, to this motherfucking fullest.
Do it, Star. Do it, Star.
Yeah, and I want to say something too before we get started with the questions that we got. Look, y'all, this show is about sharing game dog knowledge and history with y'all and anybody that's willing to listen. This has been a passion of mine since I was a child. You know, talking about these dogs, I can listen to conversations about these dogs, you know, for hours and hours. You know what I'm saying? And when I first decided to do this, you know what I mean. And, you know, dog men really are kind of secretive. They really don't want to talk and stuff like that. Mr. Garcia was the first dog man that was willing to come on and do an interview with me, you know, with his experience and talk about shit like this, okay? And, of course, my brother Ram. And so since then, this thing has taken off and it's gotten big. People like it. It's getting bigger as we speak. And with that, it's going to bring a lot of negative attention as well. It's going to be people that's a little jealous. But let me say this to all of the people who might be feeling a little jealous or you want to, you know, find your place in this little thing that we're doing. Just be humble. Do your thing, man. Stay in your lane. You know, I'm not here for no beef. I'm not here for no back and forth on no stupid shit, especially in the field that we in. What things that we're talking about is dangerous anyway. So I definitely don't want to attract any unwanted attention, if you know what I'm saying. So I wish everybody the best. Happy New Year to you, and stay sucker free in 2022. You know?
Respect.
Big up. Big up.
All facts.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. We back that on the 1738.
So, and that's what I'm sipping on right now.
Yeah, we back there.
All right.
Hey, I need to pour my bottle out then. I got one in the freezer.
Hey, I took mine out. When I was talking to Bach earlier, I took mine out the freezer. Yep. Let me see here. First question we got is, can you start working a dog too early? Spring pole, flirt pole, treadmill, etc. Is there such thing as working a dog too early? We can go with you, Brother Bach.
I'm like, I don't see what's too early. Any dog that shows me their desire for prey drive and playing with things, I'm doing that shit from 6 weeks old. You know, so anything they want to start playing with, I'm encouraging. From flirting up to spring pole and even if they want to jump on a mill or any of that shit, and they you know, big enough to be able to jump on there and start doing a little work, I'm not going to be sitting up there pressuring them, trying to, you know, do too much. But like I said, if they want to flirt, mess with the spring pole and stuff like that, no, I don't see. I start mine, like I said, as soon as I see they want to. So my shit gets started from 6 weeks. And if those that don't want to get on it, I just wait till I can, you know, get them on a little later. But no, I start mine early.
Okay. How do you feel about that, Mr. Garcia?
Same as Bach. There's no too early. There's just being too hard on them, giving them too much work. You know, you just want to teach them, you know, whatever, you know, in the past, my way of thinking was, I'm going to do every dog this way. I'm going to start them as young as I can to learn the kind of work that I'm going to do or whatever they enjoy doing. Because if they make it, they already know how to go through a key. they'll have no problem doing it. If they don't make it, it's not, you know, just they didn't make it, but the time was invested and it's not wasted, you know, because you know, my thing a lot was I'd work older dogs in front of them, and they'd kind of get the idea of what they were going to do when they got older. And if they want to start when they're little bitty puppies, like Fox said, you just give them a little bit, just introduce them to it. It don't hurt them to put a couple minutes on a mill, or, you know, teach them how to ride beside a bike, or use a flirt pole or spring pole, or, you know, whatever. Even a cat meal, if you want, you know, when they're 6 months old, you want to throw them on there for a few minutes. It just gets to where, you know, they learn how to work, and most of the time they enjoy it. And like he said, the ones that won't do it or don't want to do it, you just wait. But for me, because, you know, I've been around so many dog men, and a lot of them, the first time they put any work on them is when they put them in keep, when they had them hooked up back in the day. That's the wrong time to start teaching them how to work. They should already know, and it just flows easily. It just makes the keep a lot easier, and you'll figure out way ahead of time what type of work they like, and what they don't like, and what they'll do and what they won't do. And it's simple. It's just common sense. So starting them too early, there's no such thing. It's just the type, you know, how much are you going to put on, which when they're babies shouldn't be very much. You're just playing with them, you know, messing with them. That's it.
Yes, indeed. Let me read Fat Bill. Salute to Fat Bill Reynolds in the super chat. Much love and much appreciation. He says, Boone, tell the story about Chance Floyd. Oh, we definitely get to that one. Definitely get to that one. And Fat Bill came back in that super chat. Appreciate the love. He says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, sir. And we have Eric Bolden in the super chat. Appreciate the love. Says, buying an American Bully. What's some food for them? Oh man, this is probably gonna be the same food as all of them eat, man. I don't think it's no special food for bullies. But we'll get to your question though, brother. Mike Dan in the super chat. Appreciate the love, family. Appreciate that. Roster Man Boone, what's your take on starting the dog too early?
Okay, when you say start too early,
let me rephrase. I'm sorry. What's your take on working the dog too early?
Well, it depends on what time frame he's talking about. Is he talking about introducing the puppy into working and then continuously letting them figure it out and understand it? Or is he talking about, I'm getting ready to get one ready and I don't want to start too far ahead of time before I think I should be doing it? To answer that, answer both, from birth, when they show that they want to be active, you know what I mean? And you let them do active things. You know what I mean? You let them be active. You know, if you want to run beside the bike, if he want to run a Jenny, if he want to run the treadmill or whatever it is, you know, the flirt pole, whatever, let them be active, just like the other guy said. But if you're saying, you know, back then in them days, if you're getting ready for a contest, my thing was if you put a little work in them and kind of do it moderately, and when it, you know, get close to 6 weeks out or 3-4 weeks out, whatever, you know, you might do a little bit more, but staying within the confines of what it took for him to show you he could do that. You don't just put it on him because you think he should do that. He should show you he can do that. You know, a lot of people be looking and say, well, when we get there, we're going to be ready. We're going to be ready. No, you should be ready before you get there. You see, the dog need to show you everything you're looking for before you get there. So it's starting, you know, to pre-keep him or things of that nature. It's too early. I don't think so. As long as you do it moderately, I think it'd be good for him, because the whole set is to get hard. Is to get the body hard. You see, you know, you want to be hard all the way through. You know what I mean? So it just depends on what the individual understands and what he's trying to do with his animal.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Welcome down, Ram. What's your take on that?
Oh man, I'm over here hitting this blunt. Fucking my bad. Shit, my dogs. Yeah, I do a, like in my mind, what I call it is a lifetime keep, meaning from the time I pick a puppy or one is gifted to me, and I just go about figuring out what he like to do for work, and we just go from there. Like I just introduced my 7-month-old pup to the meal, put him up there, like any old dog. He freaked out at first until I went to moving it for him, and he got used to it. Now, every time I fucking walk him by, he trying to jump on it because it's fun to him now. Am I fucking putting a full fucking blowout workout keep on him? Fuck no, he's still young, but he's getting worked, I'm not putting him in shape and changing his diet or none of that. I'm just showing him how to use the tools that I have available and that I like to use and the tools that I've been successful with, on top of what he like to do. So he like to beat up on the cowhide all day. So I just give him a whole piece of cowhide, let him fuck it up in his kennel. And I keep one on the spring pole and one on the flirt pole, and he get excited for him now. So yeah, just don't put a heavy load on them. No, but fucking shit, as soon as their eyes open and they fucking like hanging on the fucking sock or your shirt or whatever, start them off, man. You'll have a better dog for it.
Yes, sir. All right. Let me let's go to that. Rasta Man Boone. Fat Bill asked you to tell a story about Chance Floyd.
It was 1 year Fat Bill, some kind of way was associated with them, Crenshaw and them. Well, all of us was anyway. And they had mentioned that Floyd was going to let Danny Burton work the dog. And so, to me, like a lot of people throw names. That's okay. I think that's good to have a name. But it ain't going to be the names that's doing the action. It's going to be the dogs. So I was like, okay, well, cool. So if Danny going to be the man to handle it, good. Both of us will be in the pit. And so, we agreed in a couple of days we would discuss, the details and everything. And so we called, and they said, oh, well, we're going to talk about it, this, that. Okay, cool. Because I ain't trying to press nobody, but, we was interested in doing the dog. And then it come back and they was like, we ain't gonna be able to do it. And I really forgot about it, but Fat Bill, he reminded me of it. but yeah, it was a situation we was trying to get on Chan Floyd. And they said they was going to do it, and then a few days went by, and then they decided they weren't going to do it. But I don't know, why. I mean, I never, but anyway, that's what happened.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
All right.
Hey, not to venture off or cut you off, rather, but that happens more times than not with your favorite dog and favorite dog men, Some of the dogs you think is the baddest ever be fucking straight duck, goose, man.
Man, don't say that.
Hey, that's the goddamn truth, shit. Chance or Floyd, he was a good dog too. Like I seen him with my own eyes, but he was beatable,
Yeah. And we wanted to get on him, you know what I mean? Because we felt like, we had a chance. And that's the thing too, man. That was the thing with me. Is I really wish people, when they look at a competitor, and I ain't just talking about me, I'm talking about y'all guys too, because I know y'all see it the same way, is as a competitor, you ain't got no problems with that individual. The problem you have is with yourself to see how good enough you can be to compete against him. Ain't got nothing to do with no I don't like you and all that old crazy ass shit, man. That ain't what the business is. The business is we competitors. Let's compete at the highest level, and it's over when it's over. You know, that's what it was back then. You know, in them days, that's how we did it. And we loved it because, hey, with me, you guys, anybody, they don't see me lose, they don't see me win. And they'll tell you, he be laughing and smiling the same way he is when he starts. And that's the way it should be, man. That's the way it should be. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I appreciate the history. Another question we got was, well, actually, another brother did ask a question in the super chat about any food he should be feeding a bully. And my thoughts is you feed him the same shit you feed everybody else. Unless I'm wrong. Anybody want to answer that, Ram?
Man, the motherfuckers eat the same food, just more of it. You feel me? Just always buy the highest quality of food that you could afford for your yard, you know? Like, I only got 2 dogs, so it ain't shit for me to feed Origin, you know, spend a couple $100 on 50-pound bags of dog food. Only got 2 dogs, one old, one young. But if you fucking got more than that, probably don't feed Origin, feed, you know, the second best. Just whatever it is, don't feed the best that you can afford to feed. That's my take on it, and that's what any breed of dog. Because my Malinois eat the same shit my fucking bulldog eat. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Zachariah, 23 in the super chat. Appreciate the support, family. He says, part 1 of the question. If we're aiming for gameness, shouldn't we hold a dog in higher regard if they are cool with other animals? I don't understand that. Y'all understand that?
Maybe what he's saying is, I don't know.
Go ahead, OG. No, you got it, OG. That's my fault. I would say, it don't matter if you cool with other animals or not. The fucking is up to the dog at that point, you know. Game dogs could be cool with fucking cats, you know.
Okay, this is the rest of his question. He says, outside of the box and a beast in the box, because we know they're working out of competitive nature. Well, we talked about that a little bit last week.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. Mm-hmm.
But wait a minute. Was he here last week?
That's what I was about to say.
Or did he get a chance to understand, or was he trying to hear? You know,
still address him, Buck. Address him, Buck. Tell him what you want to hear.
No, my thing is, well, we basically went over last week was in regards to, you know, how we look at a dog that may be cool with another dog, but still, as you said, a beast and with his, you know, the box. Some of the greatest dogs that has ever been and will ever be, will always be, have those that aren't really crazy acting. Their prey drive isn't out of the roof where they hit on every animal or every dog they see in the street. They could walk past the dog and everything, but you pull that goddamn collar off and then you see a whole nother animal. Some animals, some of the dogs can live with a whole nother dog. I mean, they can have several dogs that's in the house that they live with and love and will even kill for those animals. And then you have some dogs that are good dogs or even sorry dogs that won't do the same. So no, them being around other dogs doesn't have anything to do on them being game or lack thereof, you know, and that for that matter.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me say this: if he's asking, does someone hold the dog that can get along with other dogs in higher regard than one you can't, then that's just up to the person.
Oh,
yeah. If that's what he means, you know.
Well, that would only mean if he means that he has other dogs and he wants to be able to have that dog in the house. But most people, that's not you know what I mean? People
it's not an issue. No.
I'm sorry.
No. Yeah. No, they don't. You know, that's the only thing I would see is if, you know, you want a dog that's manageable, or you want you know, it's easier to take care of, or whatever it is, you know, you can have them with other dogs. But as far as what they were bred for, myself, and what I used them for, one don't have nothing to do with the other. You know, I didn't. You know, if they were cool with, you know, that's fine. If they weren't, that's okay. They're a bulldog. That's what they do. I managed them that way. You know, and my whole thing, you know, I keep going back to this, but my whole thing was to compete, and I wanted the dogs their whole life to have that on their mind. That's what they're bred for. That's what they do. Everything was pointed in that direction, you know. So in my case, I didn't care if they got along with another dog or not. You know, it's the end result. Were they a good dog and like that? But with some people, they might hold a dog that can get along with other animals in higher regard just because they're easier to manage, if that's what he meant.
Or not. And so both of y'all right. And that was a damn good question too, because, you know, for him to ask it, whether he was on the panel or not, you know, the more people hear things, the better they'll get to understand it. You know what I mean? So I think it was good. Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed.
What's up, my brother Eli Zachary in the building? What's up, Eli?
What's going on? What's going on, man? I got held up. My family was calling, checking on me from the holidays and stuff.
And then they done got Eli. Eli done come through.
Happy New Year to brother Eli.
Goddamn Eli to the maximum.
What's going on? Man, I'm telling you, hey, I enjoyed myself so much last week, and I talked to Ram. Ram was like, man, bro, it was good having you back on there. At 7-8, you know, you had already got me last time. I owed you, so I had to come back through with y'all brothers, man.
Yeah, I put a guilt trip on Eli one time. I called him a couple months back. I said, Eli, man, you know what I'm saying, what's going on with you, man? I said, man, the thing just ain't. Yeah, he said, man, I'm gonna come back, man. I'm gonna come back. Yeah, he came back though.
Laid it on thick, huh? Like, come on, bro, you don't fuck with us no more, Phil? We ain't fam no more.
No more love. No more love.
I ain't want nobody. I ain't want nobody out there in the bulldog world with no conspiracy theory. Eli don't mess with them dudes no more. Eli don't mess with them no more.
Right?
Nah.
Hey, hold
my
on.
people.
See, this what it is. And see, Calvin is Phil Jackson. And he got the dream team, see?
That's right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Hey, and we gonna hold our folks to the maximum, my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Every one of us.
Everybody got their man. Ain't nobody scoring.
You know what I mean? Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And the brother Zachariah 23 back in that super chat. Appreciate your support, brother. He says, thanks for answering the question again. He said, was Tyrone ever tolerant of any other dog bot?
No, Tyrone was a cannibal. He would eat other dogs. So, no, he didn't like them.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I like him.
Hell yeah. Give him a Furley Ghost pet for me. You feel me?
Bob. Bob, I guess now, man, damn, Bob. You know, Tyrone did so much for the world. I'm talking about just for the world. I ain't just talking about for you. I'm talking about for the world. Hell, I need to bring one of these Lady Stone bitches to some of his shit or something. But we got to do some shit. We ain't never talked about this shit.
We should have been to the goddamn 30
man,
years
we're gonna have to do this shit, man. We got to do this shit. We're gonna have some
dibs.
Tyrone Lady Stone puppets and shit.
I got dibs on the biggest female.
Hey, no, just
price.
Just look,
under 5 bands though.
Let me get a male, and I'm gonna name him to the maximum.
I'm gonna name mine, motherfucker, Lady Tyrone. You feel me? Lady Stone and Tyrone Cross.
We gonna do that shit for real. I'm serious, Bach. I'm not bullshit, man. We done bullshitted for a long time.
I'm here, bro. You got the number. Just let me know. Shit, let me know.
We got to do this shit, man. We got to
I'm serious too. Shit, I got dibs on the biggest female.
Okay.
God damn, man. I don't know why I've been so stupid, man. I don't know why the fuck I should have been did this shit, man.
Hey, the crazy shit is he would have been bred to champion Bolero too back then. I don't know what we was thinking about back in them days.
Man, we could have bred him to a whole lot of bad bitches. I ain't talking about no just average bitches.
Oh yeah.
Bad
no.
Bitches. Yeah, we had that, but see, I think the testosterone that was running through us had us so far in the directions we was going, we were walking past our blessings. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes you can walk past that good thing is right there in your face, but you so energized, you moving, you ain't took time. Man, I apologize to you, Bob. Man, we should have fucking been. Hey, fuck, we'd have been smashing their ass, boy.
No bullshit. Yep. No bullshit.
But go ahead,
I still got
go
the
ahead,
blood
Kevin.
tight though. I still got the blood tight. You still got the Lady Stone shit tight. It's still good.
Yeah. I'm already in line for a male off that what Bobby just did. I'm gonna need a female when y'all do that breeding, and none is for sale, so don't ask. We're keeping them all.
Hey,
we'll post pictures and shit. You can see them.
Hey, salute to Doug in the super chat. Appreciate the love, Doug. Appreciate that, family.
Wait a minute, Fat Bill. Hold up, Fat Bill. He's right. We didn't expect him to have a massive heart attack on that drink before his grand champion drink. I'm just saying, Fat Bill said we didn't do the Valero drink because he died. So that would have been true. We would have did all of them to those. I'm just saying, to Lady Stone.
That's right.
And Valero and to a lot of other bad bitches. But we didn't expect him to lead that way. We thought we had him a while. So yeah, I'm just sorry about that.
It'd be that, and it'd be so many good dogs around you at the time because you're only fucking with other high level dog men. So we all do that every generation. I'm even guilty of doing that. You feel me?
Right.
I kick myself in the ass right now. Like, damn, I should have fucking bred to that fucking champion shine dog, man. Like, my partner had him on the yard, but shit, we already had old dog and buck shit. Like, we had our own champions. Like, yeah, fuck that shit. We ain't coming off the yard. But now that I'm more, older and mature, I'm like, fuck, I should have did that. I'd probably still be running that shit if I did.
Yeah,
that's true.
Let's go to this question here. Let me start with you, brother Eli. What was your okay? We're gonna go to the whole panel, but what was your best memory in these dogs? It could be a dog, it could be an event, a person. What was your best memory dealing with these dogs?
My best memory. Damn, bro, it's so many good memories. Probably like the barbecues, man, the cookouts and getting with all the old timers and picking up the knowledge and stuff. Those are things that you kind of meet people and get together. Those old pig pickings, man, those are my best memories, bro. They're my best memories.
Yes, sir. And what about you, Mr. Garcia?
Yeah, pretty much the same. The people, good people, that you're around all them years, good matches. Some good dogs, great dogs, champion Bad Billy, Badger, Ronnie, couple of champion ninjas, and just good people. I've met a lot, not just in the United States, but all over. Even a lot of the dog men in Mexico, Honduras, Panama, and just all over the place, man. I've been to several states, and it's mostly that, memories of good people, old timers. I like listening to the old timers, like Jerry Bean and Jim Stinson or Mr. Gray or Ronnie Anderson, you name it, PDK, a lot of people,
Hey, schoolboy, I enjoyed them old Jerry Bean stories, man.
Yeah. You get, you hear about a lot of dogs that are not well known, and then you come to find out, they won 4, they won 5, they won 7, they went 3 hours game, and broke this and that, did this and that and all that, and I always keep notes. So what I'm doing now, I take all this stuff down and I'll put it in a book at some point, all kinds of different stuff. But the camaraderie and the funny thing is when you're around good people, good dog people, it don't matter who you are, you get along. Just like back in the day at matches, you're around good, solid people. You could have any nationality there, kids, women, girlfriends, whatever. Everybody had a good time, and that's what I like to remember anyway. There's some bad times too, but I don't think about those too much. They happen. They always have, always will. But the best times when and everybody got together and just had a good time talking.
Yes, sir. Let me go to you, Rasta man. What's your best memory in these dogs?
Let's see. You know, it's so many. Something that would stand out. The first time I met Lester Hughes, Mountain Man, we was down in the country, and we was matched into a guy. And I had a male, his name was Big Dude. I done had a few big dudes, you know, when they big and they're a certain size, I name them same name, shit. Yeah, you know. But anyway, and so the guy, we down in the woods, you know, southern North Carolina, you know, and we get in there, and I seen the guy standing over there, and he was just drinking, and he was just looking at me. See, I didn't know who he was,
right?
You know, and so you know, then get to talking. You know, I see Lester and Larry Miller standing over there. And so they said, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get the dogs weighed up, this, that. So the guy comes over to me. He got a beard and long hair. He said, Jed Teeth is right here. So I'm like, what? Jed Teeth is right here. And he showed me a necklace with the dog teeth on it. So I was like, yeah. I said, well, good. I said, Big Dude got all his teeth. And so I say, what, about 30 minutes after that, Big Dude, you know, just dropped and wasted his dog. And so that's when, you know, Lester and them walked to me and said, well, we got a 32, I think it was 32, 33, whatever. And so Fat Bill was standing back over there on the other side. I said, yo, Bill. I said, come here. He said, what, killer? I said, bring your ass on over here. He said, that's Lester Hughes, killer. I don't give a damn who this is. We gonna match that bitch on there. He said he got one. Let's do it. He's like, damn. Okay. But anyway, and we matched Bolero and the Lester Hughes, and then we won. But it was just funny, you know. It was way back then, but it was just funny how it all went down and ended up too. You know, we won both of them. So
yes,
that's
sir.
one of my memories. Yeah.
Indeed, brother. Bach, what was your best memory in these dogs?
You know, it's so many of them. It's not one over so much the others. I mean, my best memory was really just like a lot of the guys say, the brotherhood of it, man. I mean, meeting people who people will never know about, who names don't ring to anybody, but they ring to me. To the people that, like Boone said, Bill was like, you know, to compete against the Conninghams and STPs and Jersey Boy and you know, Tance and you know, Local Boy Tito's and you know, and things of that nature, and going to different places, going into, you know, the top competition that you can find, and being around, like I said, Fat Bills, Booms, and which I enjoy probably most of the time going into the Carolinas because of the way they know how to roll out the hospitality. But I mean, going all through the up north, down south, out west, just to meet the camaraderie of the dog man, it's something that you just can, you will then remember everything that ever happened in the dogs, you know, because especially back then where it was a lot of fun, man. And so it's not one particular time, man. It's like all of it, you know, the good, the bad, the hard days, the soft, you know, the easy days, all the whole journey was the memories that I will always continue to keep, and majority of them were good ones. So that's where I feel about it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Amen to that, bro. You said a mouthful.
Yes, brother. Yes, sir.
Welcome down, round Big Steppin'. What's your take, brother?
When I first seen the question earlier, I had a whole bunch of them, but my favorite had to be being able to do dogs at Howard Hines' old place in the barn, and not only that, but do them in the old COLBY box that Howard Hines and John P. COLBY built way back in the day. You know, just being able to be in that literal box, you know, doing it like that shit was built in the fucking mid 1900s. You feel?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me go to I got everybody on that question,
in that
right?
box. What you say?
Oh, I thought you were done.
Oh no, I was saying. Oh, I probably had cut out because motherfucker called me.
Out.
Yeah, but I was saying also losing in that same box though to Yonkers, because I learned a valuable lesson, and that was you need more than mouth in the killer. You know, at the highest level, you gotta have smarts too. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I got everybody on that question. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Let me go to Smooth Monty in the super chat. Much love and much appreciation, Smooth Monty. Always coming through showing support. He says, what game dog lines are more likely to be good house dogs, non-destructive? Sorry, I got a cold, y'all. He said non-destructive. He says, what lines are more likely to be destructive house dogs? That's interesting, man, because I haven't had no luck with any line in the house. Let's go to you, schoolboy. What's your take on that?
Well, the one I can think of offhand was the Heinzel dogs. Those were the type that could get along with other dogs. Some of them, not all of them, and they were real good with people. You know, you have bad and all of it, but they were the type, kind of old timey. You know, like you see a lot of the COLBY dogs and some of the Tudor dogs. You know, together. You know, male and female, or they're around pups playing with young dogs and like that. The Heinzel dogs were like that. They were very intelligent. You know. And a lot of them knew when to turn it on, when to turn it off, you know, as long as it wasn't a confrontation or any type of aggression. A lot of them were cool that way, you know. And that's the one that comes to mind every time somebody asks me a question like that, you know. Okay. And, you know, when it's time to get down, they could get down. They were good all-around athletes, too, you know. They could do everything, you know, well. And a lot of them were very, very game too.
Yes, sir. What about you, Brother Bach? Have you noticed any differences in dogs that are non-destructive in the house versus those that are destructive?
Well, you know, in every line, you're going to get some assholes. And, but I will say, you have really got a good shot of having some assholes when you're dealing with some BOLIO dogs.
Yeah.
Okay. and some REDBOY dogs. You know, two real high string lines. They really aren't for the house, most of them, because they want to be doing something at all times. And if you want to sit them thinking they're going to be couch potato line, they're not. They are dogs that want to be doing something. And like I said, I will have to say, especially again, BOLIO dogs. You can get away. I've got away with way more Eli dogs that can sit around the house and move when you move. But I've tried BOLIO dogs in the house. That I haven't had one BOLIO dog I could put in the house, and I tried many different ones.
He ain't lying. Them motherfuckers
right.
is not house dogs.
Yes, they won't work. Like I said, I've tried some REDBOY stuff in there. Just wasn't working. But like I said, if I had to say, I was able to get away with, and my TYRONE dogs are easily, for some reason, house dogs because they're more like people. They want to please the person more than anything else. So even though a lot of them are animal stuff, they more or less want to please. So I get away with my line. That's why most of them, well, I always keep some of them as house dogs. But no, I just know I can't mess with no Bolio. I had to say that right up. I can't deal with no Bolio dogs.
Yeah, no, they're too wild.
Right.
They got a lot of wild tendencies. They just psychotic that way.
Yep.
They're high strung. You have some, they'll run the chain all day. I mean, literally all day they'll run. Anything they see, they want to attack it, screaming and hollering, just like a bat out of hell. So yeah,
like a motherfucker standing on their tail, man.
Yeah,
my Coca-Cola bitch fucking bust through the crate one day, chewed through the fucking room door she was in, and then through the side of my house. It was like chilling in the front yard because the gate was closed.
Yeah.
How the fuck this bitch get out? I was like, you motherfucker. I never put another Bolio dog in the house ever since. You got me fucked up. You better dig a hole if it's too hot or if it's too cold. Your ass cannot come back in the house.
I never had one game dog from any line that I could have in the house and he wouldn't be, because all dogs are a little destructive until you can train some of them to keep them active and shit. But man, everyone, the Jeep dogs, the fucking the REDBOY, JOCKO, BOLIO, Tombstone dogs, whatever. Like my boy Doc, he was in the basement chilling. He had the whole basement to himself. He had toys and shit. I'd take him out a few times a day and work with him and stuff. This motherfucker still ate a hole through the basement door and was chilling in the kitchen. It was chilling in the kitchen when I came home. Like, what the fuck? This dude did that. I had a heavy Clemens bitch. She ate a hole through the fucking garage and came out the fucking garage, the side of the garage. Ate through the wood, ate through the siding, and came out that motherfucker. It was just chilling. Fucked her teeth all up, So, I'm just like, whatever, man. But I got them zoo fucking kennels now. They ain't getting out of that shit. Motherfucker gotta be a gorilla to get out of that shit. But what's your take on that, Brother Boone?
I ain't never liked keeping a dog in the house, no way. But if I had to give one a little more attention because they was having pups or something like that, I would bring them in the house. I just, my thing is I wouldn't trust a pit bull in the house with my babies and stuff, period. The reason why I felt that way is because, a pit bull just so unpredictable, I watched my son feed my dogs and one day he went to feed the dogs and one of the dogs broke at him trying to bite him. And all he did was the same routine he had been doing the whole time the dog was a puppy, And I could see if he was doing something to agitate the dog or something like that, but he wasn't. All he was doing just giving each dog their food, and this dog just broke at him. And I said, we need to get rid of him. I said, because you got to be careful with pit bulls around your kids too. That's the way I see it, man. Because to me, it's no way you can replace whatever damage could be done. And that's not to say it's going to happen, because there's a lot of people raised the pit bulls with the family, let them run. My kids play with the puppies and play with the dogs, but we just kept them outside, and I wouldn't let them go down there unless I was with them. You know what I mean? So to leave a bulldog in your house, man, I can imagine how that looked.
Yeah.
Like what you said.
Yeah. That's a good point, Boone. I'd like to say something. I've in my chats, online, in person, I always tell people my dogs were good with people, and they were. Never had one bite anybody. If I had one that even growled at my kids, I'd call them right there. And they were good with kids, but we never left our kids unsupervised around the dog. Anything can happen. They could get wrapped up in their chain. They could get excited. The kid crying or screaming like that, that could set the dog off. So never. And my wife would never let a dog in the same room with one of our infants, man. That just wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen. So as much as I trusted my dogs, as much as my kids played with them, whether they were out in the yard or inside the house, never were they alone with the dog. And I didn't let my kids alone with them until they could physically control the dog. So that they had to be, you know, teenagers up in late teens.
That's what.
And I'm telling you, my dogs, I never had an incident, not even look sideways. I had one that growled, but it wasn't my dog. A friend gave it to me. And all my daughter did was go to feed him. He growled at her. I had my son do the same thing. The next day he growled at him. Dog was done. I didn't think twice about it. But even my dogs, when I'm holding in the corner, they're screaming and fighting this, they would not bite. They try to get loose and they try to wrestle out of you, but they would not bite. But even that, I would not trust them. I'm with Boone on that. Don't leave your kids alone with the dog ever.
Hell no. Yeah, especially, because, you know, especially them high prey drives, kids is little, man, that shit, like, I don't know. You never know what's going through a dog, man.
Man, it'd be hard to get a 35-pound dog off my grown ass if he jumped on me. You feel me? It'll fuck a kid up. So, yeah, I don't do that either. My daughter, she love her dog. That's her dog. Can't never be around her. You know, had her since they the same age, grew up with each other, but still, fuck that.
Yeah.
You only pull the dog out when I'm here or if you fucking your mama around. Other than that, nope.
Yeah. And if you ever, here's another tip, if you ever have an accident of a dog attacking family, friend, neighbor, whatever, you go after the dog, not after the kid. Don't pull the kid away. Don't control the dog.
That's right.
Whatever it takes. You know, there's been accidents where that happened. People trying to pull their kids away from the dog and the dog grab them. It's fake.
That shit turned into a flirt pole. You feel me? It turns your kid to a goddamn spring pole now.
Exactly.
Don't do that. Jump the dog. Y'all jump that motherfucker. Poke him in his eye, all that shit. Stick your fucking finger in his fucking nose far to the fucking bottom knuckle if you got to.
Whatever it takes, whatever you got to do, but always go after the dog. Don't snatch your kid up. Grab the dog. Choke that.
And don't do no butt stuff to the dog either, though. The butt stuff don't work. Yeah, don't do no weird shit. Try to thumb the dog butt or something.
The thing do is take the force of your fingers and go into his throat. And I'm telling you, when you go in there, you don't go in there trying to hold him. You come on out. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about when you go in there, you got to go in there and get him now. You see, you can't go in there like when you trying to get him off. If you ain't got no breaking stick and he got a hold of that kid, the only way to get him off is to get him to open his mouth. If you go into his windpipe and you snatch that bitch out of there, he gonna open his mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, you asking the motherfucker to be goddamn man's man at that point, bro. You motherfuckers be too scared to do that.
Not if he.
You gotta do it though. Yeah,
you gotta. If he got the kid,
you gotta fucking. I done fucking just got to open the dog's mouth. You know, motherfucker, they grabbed the neighbor's dog when we walking down the street, and I'm strong enough though to fucking grab his mouth and open that bitch. You know, and hold it open to where he calm down enough to figure out he got me and not the dog and let me go. You feel me?
Hey, man.
Don't advise doing that.
Hold
on. Fucking transmissions with my bare hands and shit, bro.
Hey, man, hold on. Let me tell you a little story. Some brothers was walking their dogs over there by the park. And one dude, you know how motherfuckers be itching to let one get close. They fucked around and got close, right? So now they trying to get them apart. This dumb motherfucker stuck his hands in there to grab the dog mouth. Guess what? He lost 3 fingers.
Yeah, that's why I say I don't advise doing that. Like I literally pick up car transmissions with my bare hands. So that should let you know how strong I am. If you not that strong, don't be reaching in that dog mouth with your bare hands because you ain't got it. But if you could pick up a fucking 400 turbo transmission and curl that bitch like CT Fletcher, you got a shot. You feel me?
Yeah. What the thing is to get the mouth open. You're right about that. But I'll just go in there and grab that windpipe, and he gonna let him go.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
He gonna let him go.
Oh yeah, the windpipe or that jugular vein right next to the windpipe. You can knock a dog out like that. Yeah, you can knock his ass right out. I done did it before, catching dogs that fucking didn't want to come off my sleeve. I fucking choke your big ass out then, homie.
That's why we have to be careful with our kids, because it's very important that they get the same opportunity, and not just our kids, anybody's kids. I don't care who kid it is. When them, can't nobody be back there around there with them, because if something happened, man, you just imagine a part of that of your journey. I ain't never experienced that, but I done seen, like that happened to that guy, and then I know another guy. He was messing with a bulldog, stuck his finger in there, and the brother told him, said, "Yo, man, the dog will bite you." He kept saying, and the dog bit his finger off. So, but you gotta, when a bulldog get hyped, man, that's like one of the most beautiful sights you ever want to see. That joker can build, boy, he can hit gills, he can fly through the air, he can turn backwards, he can come off the floor, man. That joker can do so many moves, you'd be like,
man, I had one that will walk up the wall on your ass. He'd grab you by your muzzle and take your ass on a roller coaster. Man, that was the most amazing shit I ever seen. I gave him back to my homeboy because his yard was sucking, and he fucking ended up giving the goddamn dog away. I'm like, motherfucker. Easily fucking could have ran 6 up with him. You couldn't touch him. I don't give a fuck how big the dog was. Nothing. He gonna walk that wall. But he doing damage while he walking the wall, like your muzzle falling apart.
Damn. But that's what I'm saying. So when they get geeked up and you not there, cause see, at any moment it could trigger. There it is. And if you ain't there, woo, man, I look, bro, when I had all my dogs and my boys, I kept them up to the house, and then I let them get a little older, and then I, stay back here. Do you stay right there? Don't you move. You hear me? Don't y'all move. You stay right there. And then I let them see me doing what I was doing, and then they grew up with it, and then they started wanting to do it. So then I started letting them do it because they were big enough. You know what I mean? And then I said, okay. So that one day, and this dog that tried to bite my son, he won 2. And he lost 1, but he was a damn good dog. But they said the last conditioning, he just didn't look good. But anyway, and I just gave him away because he tried to bite my baby boy, and I was like, nah, he can't stay here no more. I said he gotta go, man. My homeboy like, well, man, let me keep him. I said, hell no, you got 3 kids over there too. Are you crazy? Motherfucker try to bite my damn son. Yeah, you gonna take him home for shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean? You got kids, fuck that. Get them out of there. I don't give a fuck. Like the dog in my picture, that's fucking Champion Snake. One of the baddest dogs ever. Vicious man biter. But he was on the yard where there's no kids, so motherfucking bachelor pad. Cool.
Right.
I never had that dog now though. I don't give a fuck how good he was and what he produced. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen, man. With me, I mean, I can't do it. Like a dog that's try to hit a kid or something. Them ungrateful. To me, that's just some ungrateful shit. To me, like motherfucker, I feed you. You gonna try to bite me? You gonna try to bite my baby? Like I black out on the dog. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel the same way about women. You know what I mean? Hey, look, bitch. You know what I mean? Don't you dare be ungrateful with me. Your ass gotta go.
Hey, look, bro.
You get called out of the program.
Goddamn, KB. God damn it. You better stop drinking now. Stop drinking over there.
No, bitches get cold hard too. Hey, let me say right quick. Hey, in the chat last week we asked Live Life to chill out, man. So y'all chill out on him too, man. You feel me? Yeah, what can I say? They're trying to cloud him. So I was just like, man, we asked them to cool that shit out. So yeah, we all good, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's just enjoy the show. You feel me?
Right.
That's a homie. He just about to all the bullshit. That's all. But you see, he cooling. So yeah, let's just keep it cool.
Right. Trying to start shit. They're trying to start shit in the chat. Salute to Fat
after
Bill.
we already got the dog calm and shit and able to put him back on the chain.
John Batts in the super chat. Much love, much appreciation. He says, how can I get on a list for a pup, gentlemen? Oh, they ain't doing nothing like that. Ain't nobody got no dogs no more, man.
Sorry, I don't have dogs. Haven't had them for years.
Talking.
That's why I'm here. Because I don't have no dogs.
Man, y'all leave an email, man. I got a homie selling one.
Exactly.
2,500 off a champion. You feel me? A current champion. Drop your email, 2,500. You got to pay your own shipping. She 5 weeks old. It's only one for sale. And motherfucker, I ain't tired kicking with you.
Right. Yeah, but it's a show champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. You should know. I've been out the game. If you don't know me by now, you'll never know me. You feel me?
Yeah, we just want the ops that's listening to always understand that we talking about past stuff, nothing current.
Yeah, shit that's current. Yeah, I'm fucking way pool dude now. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Africa is home in the super chat. Much love and much appreciation. Says salute to the panel. This show is always entertaining. Hashtag much respect. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate that support.
Much love to the brother.
Yeah.
Ramiro Green in the super chat. Appreciate you. Says only one Patreon. No, bro. I put up 3 Patreon videos. What you talking about, man? And why you come over here asking about that in the middle of a dog show, bro? Salute to you, but man, come on, bro. Y'all gotta come on, man. You gotta do better than that. You know what I'm saying? I operate more than one business, homie. You know what I mean? So now, let me see what we got going on. The next question here. Can a man biter also be game? Let's start with you, brother Eli, on that. Can a man biter also be game?
That's 2 totally different things. Of course he can be. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It ain't got nothing to do with him and his will to keep doing whatever competition or objective is being put in front of him. So yeah, a man biter can actually absolutely be game. The thing about it is, are you willing to deal with the consequences that come behind it on your yard? That's your decision and your responsibility. Like the brothers were saying just a minute ago about having a house dog. When that dog gets irritated or when that dog don't mess with a certain somebody, or if that dog will turn on anybody, are you willing to deal with those consequences? Does it mean that much to you? And shit, hell, will you even get that far with the motherfucker if it turn around and try to get you and eat you up? So that's the deal on that. If you're a man biter and you can deal with it, I had one once before. He was my man biter. He'll bite anybody else, but he wouldn't fuck with my family. My partners used to ask me, why I trust that dog like that? My little girl be over there rubbing and petting him, and he'd be daring you to get next to her. That's just how he was. But he was my ace boom coon, best dog I ever had. He didn't give a fuck about nobody else though. It was me and my family. We was his pack. So that's on y'all. But yeah, he can be game.
Yes, sir. Ram, what's your take on that?
Again, the dog in my picture, perfect example. Champion Jake the Snake, producer of record. Bite the fuck out your ass. That's the one I be talking about when we had him on the yard for a little while, trying to breed some shit to him and shit. Like, motherfucker try to get me until I found out he liked to smoke weed. So I just go out there, blow a blunt with him and shit. We cool, he ain't fuck with suckers though. That's all. I peep game. Like, if you had any motherfucking sucker smell on you, he gonna hog you like an OG Crip, back in the day, like Big Tookie. You feel me? Tookie ain't take everybody leather coat, but if he thought he could take your leather coat, he was taking your coat. That's how he was. But again, that's before I had children and all that shit. So I was able to, deal with it. Plus, I was training dogs and shit. So I wouldn't give a fuck. I know how to get a dog off my arm and get on me. I was doing that shit for a living. catching dogs in the fucking, on the sleeve, in the bite suit, all that shit, in the thighs, in the groin, all that old shit. So, but he was a bad motherfucking dog, to get back on topic, you know. Would have won 5, but motherfucker, after his 4th one, motherfucker like, nah, I'm cool. He was one of them dogs that motherfuckers would go and try to get specific dogs for, because they thought they could get him. Couldn't fuck with him, so motherfucker just retired to 4. But he is a vicious man biter with a fucking 12 mouth. You feel me? And a 12 in gameness. Fucking bulldog. Just not everybody's bulldog. So yes, it can happen. All man biters is not curs. Don't fall for that old school belief way back in the fucking 1800s. Motherfuckers that say that shit and wouldn't breed to a hard biting dog. You feel me?
Okay. Brother Bach, what's your take on that?
Well, you know, when you have a panel of good brothers, you know, like I said, without being redundant, what all was said was true. Gameness has nothing to do with a man biter. So one can be a game and one will be a man biter. Then you have different man biters, like just like Brother Eli spoke of. He had a dog that seems more territorial than so much a man biter. He's protecting the ones he loves in his home. I'm not saying if that dog that he has mate could have went somewhere else and another person could have took the lead from him and probably walked him down the street. But when he's in protective, you know, I'm not saying his dog was that way, but I'm just saying you will have dogs like that. For instance, Tyrone and the dogs that come off his line, once they get 3 years old, they become, as we call, very territorial and will become where you can't take them off the chain if it's not the family. They will bite you. But if those same dogs got loose in a community or something, they won't bite anybody. Nobody. But if you come around those who they love or in that yard that they are now territorial and protected, then you will get bit. And like Brother Eli said as well, having a man biter is you know, damn the gameness and all that shit. For the most part, if you have a just straight man biter, meaning that is what they will do, whether they was protecting the yard or get out, if they get out of the facility that you have them in, knowing that they will truly bite somebody, that responsibility can get you locked up, your whole yard going, and a whole lot of shit. So me personally, I wouldn't want one of those dogs. I don't give a damn how good they are. But if you are one that I just call a protective, you know, in protection of the yard or the home, or if you're walking with the person that you're protecting, that's different. So that's my take on it.
Yes, sir. And what's your take on that, Schoolboy?
Yeah, they can be game. There's been plenty of them. 2 that come to mind would be Grand Champion ZEBO. People know him as a devastating dog, but when he fought Champion Greaser, Greaser was a 4-time winner. ZEBO had a 3-week keep on him, went uphill 3 pounds, and went almost 2 hours with Greaser. So he was, I would say he's probably pretty game. Another one would be Champion Yellow John. Johnny Holcomb had him. He bit his kid and he put him down. Greaser, he bit Dave Adams' kid, and that's when he sold him to Richard Johnson. So he was one that wasn't put down. They kept him, but I'm right there with Bob. You know, man biter for me, man biter and man eater are 2 different things. Man biter has particular reasons why they bite. Could be territorial, could be over food, could be for protection, could be for whatever. Right? A man eater, they don't need a reason.
Don't give a shit. They don't need a reason.
They'll bite you for no reason. And I've had those types too. And they taught me how to protect myself against man eaters, but I wouldn't at one point, I wouldn't tolerate them. It's like Ram said, you know, you start having kids and all that, and you just, nah. So, you know, and I've had people tell me, well, if you know, if they had culled them dogs like that, we wouldn't have these dogs today. No shit, we just have other dogs, right? You know, that dog's gone, you get another. There's always going to be good dogs. So it's what you want to, what you're going to tolerate. And going back to not to be morbid or anything, but I know of 3 fatalities with pit bulls and children. One of them made national TV. All of them could have been avoided. All of them, there's no excuse for it. So you can't put no dog above your family or kids or even piece of shit neighbor. It's just like Bach said, you want to lose everything, have dogs like that. And you don't have to have dogs like that to have good dogs. You just get other dogs. And that was probably the biggest lesson I learned. I don't care how bad they were. If they're a man eater, I ain't keeping it. And it ain't gonna take 5 seconds for me to kill them. I don't care what. If I got to use a hammer, if I got to choke them, stab them, shoot them, whatever, they're gone. I don't hesitate. And that may be old country, whatever, or you know, that's a way of thinking in the past, and it's not politically correct. But we're talking about, you know, children and fatalities and damage they could do, and like Bach said again, you could lose everything. You don't even realize, man. Not just your dogs, you lose your family and your house.
Hell
You'll
yeah.
be gone for a long time. So that's my take on it. But yeah, man biters, man eaters, they can be game.
Yes, indeed. Fucking.
And hold 1 second. Hold 1 second. If I can just finish that. Let me just finish one thing up on that. Oh, just even with the Rick Rude situation, a lot of people have a whole lot of. Again, some people didn't hear the Rick Rude story. I sent Rick Rude back after the match because he tried to kill my son. He was a man. He hated children. He hated any and everything knee high and under. Really. So I sent him back. If Rick Rude was to get loose, he would have killed any child. Any child. And anybody who had Rick Rude dogs, I'm not saying I have never got anything off of Rick that would do like Rick would, but he would definitely kill, but so he was a man biter. I mean, he wasn't so much a man biter because he wouldn't bite any man, but I'm just saying the reason I'm saying that because you have some dogs who will just bite dogs, I mean, like the size of a dog and under, but won't actually bite a grown person, but will bite children.
Yeah. I think they look at them like prey.
Correct.
You know, they look at them like another small animal. You know, they don't distinguish between a child and another animal. You know.
You know what? That's a good point you just made. So let me ask you this. Okay. So that look that they have in their eye, do they not have that same look for a dog?
Yeah, same thing.
Hell
same look.
Yeah.
Same
look.
Yeah. They look that way in a dog, a rabbit, a child.
Small prey. It's a prey drive.
So that's what I'm talking about. See, he look at you like prey. You see, and that's what it's telling him to be that way. And you have to make that decision. You're gonna live with people being prey like he would to a dog. You know what I mean? That individual, whoever that may be, that got that dog. Because see, with me, he got to go.
Yeah.
You see,
I'm right there with you, Mr. Go. Yeah, I'm right there with you. And when you see that look, you know it. You know, they're not just looking at them. They're looking through them.
Looking through them.
Yeah. And you don't want to get caught up in that, man. Yeah. Okay, get rid of them. Get another dog. Shit, there's a bunch of dogs, man. You don't have to tolerate that. You know.
Hell yeah.
But you know,
you can customize these dogs, man. You just gotta know where to get your customizations from.
Yeah. There's some dogs, you know, you hold them in the corner, they try and bite you to get loose. That's not the same thing. That's different, you know. But like Bach was saying about the BOLIO dogs, they're like that, man. They have a high prey drive. They have a lot of animal instincts, you know, wild animal. They're wild, you know. They don't. They go blind, man, and they're gonna do what they want to do, and it don't matter if it's a kid, a rabbit, a horse. That you know, they want to kill shit.
Yeah, and they fucking smart as hell too, man. So you'd be like, what the fuck, man? Like mine, they used to fucking find out how to back out of the collar, go all the way to the end of the chain, turn around and just work the fucking O-ring around the collar till they got to the metal part and shit, and just start working their head out of it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, just pull out.
Yep. These dogs will watch how you're opening and closing the door, how you locking the door. They'll watch all that stuff.
Yep.
Like a fucking op.
No, but this is for real though, brothers. They are creatures of habit as we are. You see something long enough, sometimes they be doing it. That's for real, bro.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
A dog can sit back and watch you do something long enough, and he'll do that shit. He'll try to do that.
Yep.
And another dog will watch another. You know, that's what they do. We creatures of habit. So, yeah.
Hey, facts. That's why I never had no fucking hella loud ass dogs on the yard. Like, if I got one from one of y'all, he was like that. He got to fucking learn how to be a house dog, because he's finna teach my dogs all the bad habits. And them motherfuckers will be the quietest dogs on earth, but as soon as that loud motherfucker come, it's fucking cell wars.
Yes, sir. Salute to Hampton, USA Kennels, my brother in that super chat. Appreciate the love, family. He says salute to the channel. He says hashtag Game Dogs for Life. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate you. Let me see.
Where we at on the questions? Oh, you got another super chat just came in too.
I got a few of them. C-Note in the super chat. Appreciate the love. Much love, much appreciation, homie. And then we got, let me get to it. Easy Custom 22 in the super chat. Appreciate you. He says, salute to the panel. Have you had a situation where the pick of the litter turned out not to be an ace if it was one that was overlooked? Oh, that shit happen all the time. But let me see here. Let's go to Brother Eli on that question.
Eli, what was that question again? I was in the chat answering the question on the Red Rock line. Okay. What was the question?
He says, have you seen a situation where the pick of the litter turned out not to be an ace, and it was actually another dog in the litter that that was overlooked before?
Of course, yeah. I mean, everybody ain't got that eye for a bulldog, and some people just picking the pick of the litter is different standards for some people for pick of the litter. That shit just say what you like in a puppy, but when a dog grow up and the environment is one thing, and when you know what you're looking at from your line, it's another thing. As a breeder, your standards mean everything in dogs. When you picking dogs, when you breeding dogs, when you showing dogs, when you conditioning dogs, I don't care what it is, your standard gonna set the bar. You're gonna have some trash ass shit if your standard ain't up to par. And the worst thing that you can ever do is you can come into the dog game and you can set a standard for yourself and you think you at the top, but you don't even know what the top look like. So if you don't know what it looked like to set the standard, to set the bar, that means you just keep going for your best. When you keep going for your best will eventually weed out the rest. And that's what brought pick of the litter around for me. When I started picking dogs, that resembled more what I seen the last time in the last litter, what was more consistent to me. Or I started picking dogs that they had this certain confidence or a certain work ethic or something. And those dogs more likely turned out to be that actual pick of the litter. But some people, they look at size, some people, they look at color, they look at bone density. It be them qualities that you may need. Some person, they pick of the litter might be the dog with the biggest bones, because all they dogs ain't got no bones, and they went and did this breeding to bring some bone density, to bring some bone structure into their breeding, and that's the dog they want to keep that around. It's markers and generations for some breeders. So, that all depends on what you think the pick of the litter is. So yeah, they can be not shit. They can actually end up not being shit for real.
Right. Okay. Let me go to Rosterman Boone. What's your take on that? Situations where the pick of the litter turned out not to be what the dog that was overlooked in the litter turned out to be?
Okay. The way I see it is, you know, the term pick of the litter.
Mm-hmm.
I think it follows more pick that's more favored. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
it's like they pick one and they favor that one to be the pick of the litter.
Mm-hmm.
The success that I had was when I bred, there wasn't no pick of the litter. I loved them all the same, and I raised all of them, and I wanted them to get up so they can just show me who they were. You know what I mean? You know, it's like if you make a breeding and you're getting rid of them, you don't know what's what. You don't know. But if you keep all of them and you got all of them,
mm-hmm.
and they let you know who they are. You learn their character. You learn the different styles and the different thoughts and the different moods. You know, you see them become acrobatic. You see them develop, and as they develop, the best ones come out of there and do the best. Then the pick of the litters. You see what I'm saying? Then the pick of the litter, because you can pick one and say, "Oh, this is the pick of the litter," but that don't mean that's going to be the best one. That's one that's been favored. You know, or where he dominate all them. That still don't mean he gonna be the best one.
Right.
Oh, they won't eat when he go to the food. That still don't mean he gonna be the best one. All that means that's what's happening right then. But when they get older and develop their character, who they gonna be, and then you be like, good God Almighty, whoa, you see? So yeah, people can make mistakes thinking one is gonna be better than the others, and find out it might be 2, 3 other ones better than him or her.
Yes, sir. Brother Ram, what's your take on that?
Shit, man, that shit happens all the time. You just, to be able to combat that, if you getting a dog from somebody, just go in with, use my fucking standards as a template. You know, what did the parents do? Are they fucking known, you know, for being good producing dogs? If they first time being bred together and being bred at all, then are they from good producing stock, and are they performers themselves? If that check off, then go to the grandparents. You know, like with Old Dog, you know, we picked him out the litter he was in, but we picked him based on the information we already knew about the dogs before him. Like, his daddy baby boy was like JOCKO, you know, come from a dog that's a Rom dog who was off a termite, you know, down from Dangerous Dan who was straight off of JOCKO. So we was able to hone in on that JOCKO phenotype all the way down to the one floppy ear, you know, but we had all that information beforehand, and we was able to apply that information to get the dogs we wanted and turn out to be successful with those dogs and be able to move forward a couple generations, you know, with champions that we produce from, you know, the shit we had learned. And I say all that to say you could fucking start having high standards and it don't matter, because they all could be the pick of the litter. Like, look at fucking Jeep. You fucking took Bo to fucking Honey Bunch. Fucking 4 champions, you know? Who was the pick of the litter in there? Jeep turned out to be the best because, you know, he was able to produce dogs who produced dogs that was not only good performers, but also good producers. But his brother Charlie, the was his sisters, they was fucking badass dogs too. Holly. Yep. Badass champion bitch, you know? So when you raise the standards in your breeding, or you getting dogs from a breeder, make sure your standards is that high. Then it won't matter what dog you pick, because you just raising your percentages up of having a good dog. It all started 50-50. If the motherfucker's doing right by the dogs and moving forward with them, that 50-50 could turn into 75-25 up to 90. So you know, the higher you get, you know, in the dogs and the more motherfuckers who serious, you know, and sticking to the core rules of the game, damn near every dog will turn out, whether they matched or motherfucker liked them so much they based their whole yard of them and match they fucking offspring off of that dog, you know? Just fucking gather as much information as you can and set your standard high, bro. And you could avoid the pick of the litter issue. You feel me? Because they all could fucking be good dogs, even though they all don't make it, you know, to the fast lane. This motherfucking shit, dogs who your favorite dog, his brother would have killed them, you know? Brother never was matched, was just bred. But they looked at them on each other, had to pull the other one off, you know? The grand champion, we all know, who had to take his brother off of, his brother was killing him. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Let me go to you, Mr. Garcia. What's your take on that?
I couldn't pick shit. But my son was the one who picked the dogs. And I think the reason he could do that, and he was right probably 9 out of 10 times, you know, about picking the best ones, you know, as far as competition. And I think he could do that because he came in with open eyes. He didn't know bloodlines. He didn't know family. He didn't know none of that, you know. So he spent a lot of time with the pups. He helped me condition dogs. He fed them. He just, you know, he wasn't barred by any predisposition or pre-thoughts about what a good dog is or anything like that. He just, you know, and he was good at it. You know, me, I just, you know, I had ones I liked, but to go with what Zach was saying, if after 3 generations, say, if you know your dogs, you're looking for certain traits, you're looking for certain things about them, and if they follow what their ancestors were when they were pups, generally they work out because those traits are being passed on. But as far as me, nah, I don't. And I'm like Boone said, I raised them all the same and did them all the same. So whichever one was the pick of the litter, whether I chose it or my son chose it or we were wrong about it, we still had it. You know, it was still with us. I don't mind being wrong that way because I'll lie later and say,
keeping them all when you can, you know. You get to fucking see, you know, you get naturally see. And assert your fucking input and all that shit over the dogs so you could get to the ones that in your mind you pictured how the breeding should take. That's the beauty of it, you know. You can sell a couple, but try to keep most of them, man, if you're serious. And most, you know, serious dudes like everybody up here, we wasn't trying to give everybody no dog, no way. Shit, I ain't giving you no good dog. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm gonna use them myself. And like I was gonna say, if they do turn out and I was wrong about them, I'll just lie and say, yeah, that's my pick. That's the one I picked from when he was born.
Got the eye of the tiger in this motherfucker.
And let me go to Brother Bob. Go ahead, Rostam, you had something to say, brother?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know, if you breeding dogs and you doing the ADBA shows or APDR or the UKC, whatever, you know, you want to make sure you spend that time, you know, and and just give them the opportunity to be themselves, man. See, too many people try to rush everything. It's just like when you meet a woman for the first night. I remember this girl, she stopped me. She said, hey, stop. And I was like, damn, what's going on? She said, stop. And she said, well, let's ride. We ride. Then she said, well, I don't feel like going home. I said, well, look, I'm taking you home anyway. She said, no, I don't want to go. I said, no, I'm taking you home. But now that relationship lasted 3 years because I didn't try to keep her out that night. You see what I'm saying? but the point I'm making with your dogs, you gotta be the same. You gotta be patient. The same way you patient and tender with a woman, you gotta be the same way with the dogs. You gotta be tender, patient. You know, everybody in a hurry. Everybody running. You know, just let them grow up. Keep all of them. And whatever you looking for, you'll get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brother Bach, what's your take on it?
First of all, I want to say that one of the brothers here was thinking I was sick or something. They said I was upbeat. When you have a panel of a whole bunch of people, sometimes, I'm not going to be as if it's just a few of us on here. So it's just, I'm just laid back, listen to the good brothers like everybody else until it's my time to say something. But no, I'm not sick at all. Just to answer that question. Now to the question is answered. To the question was asked. Well, again, every panel member answered it correctly. Only thing I, will just add a little to is, first of all, like I said, everybody here in every litter is going to have a preference of what it is that they want in the litter. I don't care who it is on this panel or outside the panel. One is looking for either the one who dominates the dog food, one who dominates, they feel like the litter. And a lot of times, based on if a person's not keeping a whole litter and they may be letting a few out of it, 9 out of 10, they will never let out those particular ones because they feel as though they show the most aggression, especially when you're talking about aggressive sport. So we definitely not keeping the one we call the pick of the litter, who's the one showing no aggression or lesser, right? So most of the ones going to take the most aggressive, dominating puppy. And for the most part, that particular pup normally will be the most dominant. Not saying it will be the best in there in terms of what a person is looking for in hunting, but they will always be a very alpha, because you're going to have an alpha male out of just about any litter. That's what they are. They're pack animals. So there will be an alpha male out of every litter. So that alpha male will remain alpha even if they get their ass killed. They gonna be alpha. It'll be hard for them to take submission to another dog because they already demonstrated their position within that pack of those puppies. And so most of the times they will always be hard to submit to anything else. But that doesn't make it, again, the best one in there. And like each one said, unless you pretty much raise them all together, because even though you may have one in there that shows no aggression, when that particular dog decides that it does want to show aggression and does want to take center stage, then everybody's in awe, like, well, damn. But you're never gonna be surprised at the one that you thought was the best one in the puppy, because that puppy has always demonstrated from day one that he or she was the one that you favored because of the way they acted and demonstrated. But so yeah, that's the answer to that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Agreed.
Salute to Mr. Gumbo in the super chat. Much love, much appreciation. He said salute 79. Fuck you, Mr. Gumbo. He say Ram and my brother Schoolboy, the OGs on the panel, and my family in the chat. Much love. Salute, Mr. Gumbo. That's my brother right there.
Respect to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Salute,
Respect.
bro.
Yeah. What's up, bro?
Here. Can't stop, won't stop in the super chat. Much love, much appreciation. He says, how you deal with dating and living with these dogs. He says, how do you explain your love for the dogs to anyone or to someone you're interested in? Interesting.
Oh, damn, that's a good one.
Look here, bitch. These dogs come first. I'm on a mission with it. You gonna fuck with it or you gonna fuck off?
Well,
that's what I'm on. Scratch hard.
I'm gonna say this, man. I got Ram Ray playing with him. But look, I'm gonna tell you something. that right there, every woman I've dealt with, I'm married now, and I'm saying, me and my wife been together, since for a long time. But she at first she didn't really, dig the dogs like that. She been around dogs because my wife, I was lucky enough that my wife, she from the South and she was raised by her grandfather and grandmother on a farm where she had to go out there and feed animals and shit like that and get dirty. So like my wife, she'll kill a mouse. If a mouse creep his ass in the house in the wintertime, that motherfucker's dead. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no situation where, baby, oh my God, it's a mouse in the house. No.
He got him a real one.
Yeah, that motherfucker dead. Ain't nobody in the house going to sleep until he dies that night. You know what I'm saying? So I've been lucky enough to that I got that type of woman that she give me a little shit, like, you know, because I got some dogs, so she be like, you know, man, you getting all these dogs, you know, woo woo, you know, whatever. But she loved them dogs. She loved to feed them and all that kind of shit. And she tell me which one's gonna be a problem before they even be problems. She tell me. She said, I don't like that little bitch right there. She don't like me. You know? So yeah, but what's your take on that, brother Eli?
Repeat the question. Remember, I got booted out.
How would you explain your love for the dogs to your significant other?
I don't have to explain it to my wife. When she came, it was dogs. And in 18 years, she ain't left, and it's been dogs. Even if it's just one. I made a decision that I was going to do what I had to do for my family and kind of stepped away a little bit. But she know I can never, ever, ever just live. It's always going to be a bulldog in this house. That she knows that. And even sometimes when she looked, like me and Rand were talking last night, she looked and I was thinking about selling the property that I have now and thinking about buying another one. And she found a good one. And I know she was thinking of me when she found that one, because she was thinking, damn, he sacrificed everything for me. He got this one left. And she know it's a part of me that ain't all the way there. Cause that shit right there, that shit is like when a man testosterone build them up, and how you feel, that shit give me a high. That shit give me a rush. That shit is part of me. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So when I talk these dogs, like I feel that shit for real. So when a motherfucker say something off key, my old lady know, okay, it's only so far I can go with this shit right here, because that's his little shit right there. You know, these dogs, my shit. You know.
Yeah.
What's your take on that, Mr. Roster Man?
Well, you know, I was with my wife for over 40 years, and but you know, my dogs wasn't just the problem, because she would have did fine with the dogs, but my problem was, you know, I just love women, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I got 15 kids, you know, so but to explain to her would be, you know, just ask her if she willing to accept you for having that much responsibility, because the dogs are a responsibility. You know, you got to take care of them, you got to nurture them. It's a whole lot going to it besides just having them. And it depends on how many you got. I don't know how many he's speaking on. Is he talking about 1 dog, 2 dogs, 3 dogs, 5 dogs? But if he got a yard full of dogs, then, you know, you just gotta let him know, you know, that you take care of your dogs, and you want to spend time with them, and the kind of time it requires, and then keep yourself on the schedule. You know, if you know you're young and you're trying to, you know, vibe her the right, you know, way, you know, you just say, well, okay, I'm gonna schedule myself to do these things at this time, and then when, you know, me and her ain't got nothing planned, then I can dip off over there, or either, you know, I'm on my schedule, you know what I mean, and then get with her, and then, you know, when, you know, y'all ain't got nothing planned, then you can get back over there. But it's all about somebody being able to accept, you know, your responsibility, you know, the things that you're going to be responsible for, accepting you doing that.
Yes, sir. And what's your take on that, Brother Bot?
Like always, great answers by the panel. It's really up to the brother and his relationship with what does he, you know, take priority. I mean, if the wife, or if they got children and their relationship, you know, is priority, depending upon if he was with his woman prior to the dogs, or he was with his dogs prior to the woman. That's really going to be the main thing at stake for this particular brother. You know, like, just put myself in a situation. If I had dogs prior to my woman, my love for the dogs is going to, you know, I'm not going to say that I'm going to pretty much put my love of the dogs the same as a woman or vice versa. But you know, if it's not going to be a woman that's going to make me leave. I'm not going to leave my dogs because of a woman. Put it that way. You know, especially if she came in on the latter part. Now, if we were there before and then she found as though my priorities in the house in terms of with her or our children or home had slacked off to the point because of the dogs that I'm spending more time with the dogs and not spending the correct time with our children or her, then, you know, I would have to look at seriously probably making a change, and depending on how many dogs I had, or seeing if I could spend more time with the family, or possibly, you know, the dogs might have to go, because I mean, at the end of the day, you know, my family gonna still be there, even when I couldn't damn be you know, well enough to even go pick shit up behind a dog. I mean, I would still hope to have my family close to me, so it just depends on the situation.
Indeed. Mr. Garcia, what's your take on it?
Well, I've been my wife for a long time. You know, we were teenagers when we got together. That's been 40-something years. You know, a couple of things. You know, she's a little bit different than some other women. You know, if you ask her what she is, she's a mom. So when it comes to pups and all that, she's going to take care of them just because it's necessary. You know, she told me when we first started, you know, I first started competing, she says, hey, you got to play nice, because you don't play nice with these people, ain't nobody going to play with you. And, you know, another thing is, I don't know if you ever seen that movie, Somebody Up There Likes Me. It's about Rocky Graziano, middleweight champion. And there's when he fought Tony Zale the first time, he got beat. He got knocked out. He comes home, he's all sad, right? And instead of his wife coddling him, she goes, what the hell's wrong with you? He hit you in the breadbasket a little bit and you fall down and you can't take a punch. What the fuck's wrong with you? That's how my wife was. If I lose, you know, she's like, what the hell's wrong with you? You're supposed to know what you're doing. You're big bad dog man and bullshit, you know, great conditioner, all this shit. And instead of getting mad at her, it just inspired me to do better, you know. So if you have a woman, if you can get her involved in the dogs and she likes the dogs, that's a plus. But also, you know, like during the summertime, I didn't match dogs. That was family time. We went to Disneyland. We go to Disneyland. We take our dogs to Disneyland, you know, or we go to the Bear, whatever we do. So I gave them that time every year in the summertime. Where I live, it's too hot to do dogs anyway. Get up to 110, you know. So you got to kind of balance it, you know. Like I said, if you can get, you know, your lady involved in it, that's a plus, you know. And then it's up to you, you know, how much the dogs are important to you and family. You can do both, and I'm proof of that, you know. Like I said, over 40 years, I'm still involved with the dogs in a different way, and she still supports me. You know, she's always been that way. Another thing was, you know, it's kind of like this too. I tell people, outside the house, I was the boss of the dogs. Inside the house, she's the boss of the dogs. Kind of like that. You got to compromise, you know. So she don't want a dog in there. She don't want him near her baby. That's fine, right? And but whatever I did with them outside the house, you know, that was my thing. And you know, her and my son were kind of like this too. They don't like shitty dogs, man. They don't like curves. They didn't tolerate them. They're harder on them than I was, you know, because like, you know, why are you keeping that piece of shit, you know, instead of a good one? You got good ones over here. Why you know? So that was part of it too. But it's you got to try and balance it, you know, and hopefully you get a good woman that loves you and supports what you do, because, you know, you could be out drinking, you could be out doing this and that. You're home with the fucking dogs, you know. Yeah. I used to tell, at least I'm here, you know. I'm here, you know. I ain't going nowhere. My tools are in the garage, you know. I'm fucking with the dog. I'm here. You need me, I'm here. I need you. You're like that. So you
in 7-8 said the key, schoolboy. They support you. So when they support you, they just gonna ride with it because they know what it is to you.
That's right. Yep. Yeah. That's exactly right. You know. So
yeah.
Yes, sir. Welcome down, Ram. What's your take on it, bro?
I said, look here, bitch. These dogs come first. I'm fucking matching and scratching. You can get down with it or not. You know, take that approach. But at the same time, I'll give you some game and find one that she like a lot. It might be one of the best ones, and you might can't do shit with it because that's what's keeping y'all together. But find one she like a lot and let her fuck with that one. I fucking my 16-year-old dog. The reason my dog ass still got dogs. You feel me? My lady love that motherfucker. 16 years old, still treat her like she was a fucking puppy. You know, I'm able to. I can fill this bitch up with 15 dogs right now if I wanted to. It wouldn't have no problem because that one dog, you know, that's her focus. Just focus on this one. Like the sleight of the hand, you feel me? Focus on this one. Don't look past it, you know, the other one's barking and going crazy. You feel me? Find one that she like and find a chick that ain't fucking gonna be telling the business because she gonna be thinking one thing and end up telling the motherfucker something and shit. So yeah, find a chick who keep her mouth shut.
Yeah, well, make sure it's your wife if you're gonna be telling her any of that damn thing.
Yeah, because she can't fucking tell on you in court either.
Shit.
You feel me?
Boy.
Yeah. Along those lines, let me tell you this too. This is my wife and this is me. You know, we know that a lot of people get in trouble with dogs. Their old lady turns on them, man. You know, and they will put the hammer to you. They don't care because they're pissed off or they don't like you no more, whatever it is. And my wife would never call the cops on me. I would never. I don't give a fuck what we're doing on each other. It's never happened. We would never do it. That's just the way we are. You know, we keep it in house. We deal with our problems in house, and we've had every problem that everybody else has.
Hell yeah, that's old school. What go on in this house, stay in this house.
That's right. And she's that way, and I'm that way, and we always been that way. And my whole goddamn family's that way. You know, not to be disrespectful, but
schoolboy.
Yeah,
I preached that shit when I first met my wife. I was a young man. And an older man told me, whatever you do, don't turn her into you. Just make sure she know who she is and make sure she know who you is. Yep. And if you worth keeping to a good woman, then you gonna find yourself a good woman. If you ain't worth the shit yourself, then you ain't gonna find nobody that want to keep. That just is what it is.
It's like this. When you're talking about the dogs and your woman, the reason why I said make sure it's your wife is because once you make that commitment with the woman, well, this is your wife, it's very unlikely that she gonna turn on you. For one, she don't have to legally, and for two, if she do turn on you, she losing just as much as you losing. Okay, so when the government come in and take your goddamn house and the cars, she ain't got shit. She gotta move back in with her mama, her sister, some dumb shit, you know. But a girlfriend, some little bitch you fucking with. She look, once you kick her to the curb, she know all your business. She know where you've been and done this and that. Man, ain't nothing for her to drop a dime. Trust me, I know all about it. I mean,
she gonna be eating that belly banana. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they do. Yeah, ain't nothing. You think you seen some evil? You ain't seen no evil. No horror movie has shown you evil like a woman scorned. Trust me. I know all about it.
Man, that's a gangster fact.
You're right about that. You're right about that, little bro.
Let me see here. I went to okay, I lost my. I'm sorry, brothers. I lost my
Oh no, we just had to give them some good game right quick. Just
I lost my order.
Points of view. Yeah,
I lost my order. Who I went to?
What up, Oak Park? I see you, homie. Live life real. Everybody else in the chat.
Salute to everybody in the chat. Oak Park, I see you, brother. Hardy dogs, all y'all salute. Okay, I can't remember who I was at. Who did I not go to? Who
you hear Schoolboy and me. I think you on Bach and Boom. Ram already to see. Ram already to see.
Brother Bach, did you speak on that question yet?
In terms of the wife, I mean the dogs and the girl.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He said, you know, he ain't gonna put no funky ass dog over his family. Shit, and I feel it.
Brother Boone. Brother Boone, did you speak on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
Yeah. We on the next question, bro.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I went last on that one. What you got on it though? Shit.
Oh yeah, I spoke on it. I spoke on it.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Have you ever heard of a dog quitting in school and then turning out to be great later? Mr. Boone, Rasta man, have you ever heard of a dog? Have you ever seen or heard of a dog quitting in school and and then turned out to be great later?
Yeah, we had one particular one. His name was Sonny. We schooled him. We started out with him, and he didn't do good. You know, he quit about 3 times, maybe 4. And but I was putting some real hard biting dogs on him. I mean, they were biting him down, man. You know, he'd be laid down. They still tearing his ass up, but when I would stand him up, he just look at the dogs, you know, and then when he would lay there, he just look at them, you know. It's like, you know, I would look at his eyes, and you know, I'm trying to follow him, and he's looking at the dog, but it's like he's not, you know, he ain't going towards him, and he ain't.
Would it be fair to say that he wasn't started? You know, you gotta fucking be started before you can quit. It just sounds like he wouldn't start.
He would wrestle, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he would, you know, do all that, but get broke down. You see, he get broke down, and he look at him, but he wouldn't try to, you know, go back, and then he'd stand there in the corner. So I was like, well, damn, okay. When they was engaging, he was engaging, but he wouldn't go back. So I did that about 3-4 times with him. And then I got him going, and when I got him going, man, he would tear the walls up. Blam, blam, blam. I mean, tearing the walls up. And then he started stopping motherfuckers. So the boys from Alabama, a guy named Burpo, and called and wanted to buy a meal. Said they had something going. I told him, I said, well, he gonna be good for you now. I said, you know, he gonna be there. I said, you're gonna have to take him out. If you don't take him out, he gonna goddamn, you know, he gonna be there all night. And so they brought in Grand Champion Hugo. And so I don't know if y'all know Fluff. Any of y'all know Fluff?
I heard of a dog, Fluff.
Yeah, no, a guy named Fluff. You know,
no.
Down in the Alabama area. But anyway,
I know him good.
Yeah, but schoolboy? What's my man and them name that owned Grand Champion Hugo? What was their name?
I forget. I know the dog you're talking about.
Yeah.
I forget.
But anyway, they called themselves gonna sneak him in on Sunday. So you know, they put the dogs down, and they say Hugo just roughed him up, and then Sonny just came on up and was scratching like a rocket, you know, and took Hugo out. So,
you talking about the Captain America bred Hugo, or you talking about the Capital One bred Hugo, TDK bred dog?
No, I'm talking about it wasn't Junior Bush, was it? Let's see. Hey, I hope somebody in the chat, anybody in the chat world remember that Grand Champion Hugo and Sonny match? What is his name?
I think you talking about Hugo, the piano.
What's his name? Junior Bush. Don Broke. Yeah, Hurricane Hugo. Yeah, Don Broke. Broken him. Yeah, Don broken him. And you know, but they thought they was gonna win it, and Sonny took him out. You know.
Yeah, that dog was off of Terrence Poncho down from Redman and all them dogs back then. Yeah.
Yeah. Who you talking about? The one Hugo?
The Hurricane Hugo. Yeah, that was some old REDBOY JOCKO stuff. I remember that dog.
Yeah. But anyway, the male we had was a Whitley bred dog. And he did his thing, man. So and then I had a female, I did her 8 times, and I lost 3 with her, but I won 5. Bakari seen her lose her first match. She wasn't but what, 16 months old.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Well, let's go to Brother Bach on that question. Have you ever seen a dog that quit in schooling and then turned out to be great later on?
I'm not gonna say I mean, does it have to be a great dog or just a dog who turned around and never stopped again and was able to do good?
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. And this happens a lot. Matter of fact, this is not an oddity. A lot of times when a person does not let their dogs mature, and they take them based on, like we were just talking about, getting picks of the litter. You know, a lot of times, I hate to say it, a lot of picks or the so-called picks of the litter are always right at the front of being what we call ruined. Reason being is that the one is impatient with them because they show so much drive and dominancy that they a lot of times going to get rolled early and fucked over. That's like, so now this dog, most of these dogs like that, they will end up putting them on them. So if they see them going against their little puppies and shit, they'll start saying, well, fuck it. He did that against his pup or his brother. Let's see this one that's a couple of months older. And he might fuck that one up, and next thing you know is on the old. Then it quits. And it might quit at, say, a year old or 13, 14 months old. And a person say, well, fuck it. And then it might be that one person say, man, you know what? Let's just put this dog on the chain for another year instead of putting it down, because we really had no business rushing the dog. I've seen plenty of dogs like that where they can get put on a chain and come back later and destroy shit and don't never stop. A perfect example of one, I had brought a dog from William Paddock, may he rest in peace. And I seen him, I rode him 2 times, and 2 times he had two DOAs. And I was like, damn, he's good, but I could see that his mind wasn't all the way there. I mean, he was doing it out of his ability, but it wasn't that real hate for it in his head, I could see. Make a long story short, a friend of mine had wanted to buy the dog from me, and he convinced me, so I sold him the dog. Well, we went and got a son. A friend of mine wanted to get a dog off of Rick Rude to breed to. So a buddy of mine had one and just got him for $700, went to get him. So he asked me, say, Bob, can you roll this mother? Because I'm at work, just to see if he's worthy of breeding. I go roll him. He couldn't go 5 minutes with a fucking puppy. So I was like, shit, I can't see if he's game or nothing, because he'd have got killed in another goddamn 3 minutes. So I'm telling the guy, man, this dog, I can't tell you how game he is. He looks like a piece of shit, but he didn't show no bad signs in 5 minutes. So the guy that was with me says, who brought the dog for me, who knows he done got two DOAs under his belt, says, man, why the fuck y'all taking that dog home? Fuck that piece of shit. So my man heard another line and said, man, fuck him. Tell him that same piece of shit, I will match him with. I said, oh, hell no, you don't want to match this motherfucker. So make a long story, the match went on. So that same dog, I helped him condition, brought the dog into the dog that should have won. Well, that dog goes 45 minutes and stops. The one that should have killed the one that we had that couldn't go 5 minutes. So he asked me, he said, well, I guess I should kill him. I said, well, if you'd have did what the fuck I told you to do and let him mature, you wouldn't have to worry about it. You let us put a BOLIO dog, get on his head, frustrate him, because he's a killing Eli dog. So anyway, he puts the dog up for a year. That dog ended up killing another 8 motherfuckers. Never stop. You know, so yeah, it happens.
Yes, sir. Mr. Garcia, what's your take on it?
Yeah, alluding to what Bach and Rastaman said, what happens a lot of times is and I don't know, I've heard of a lot of them, and I heard a lot of stories from dogmen of dogs like that. I never seen one myself or had one myself, but it goes along with when a dog goes through trauma like that, whether they're young or whether it's a hard show, rather than give them a lot of time, like Bach said, give them a year off, then bring them out, let them mature, or let them get past that trauma where it kind of goes out of their mind, you know. Their body forgets it, their mind forgets it, and they could have a complete turnaround, you know. A lot of it has to do with that trauma, you know. Give them a hard go, or they quit when they're young, and then they bring them out 2-3 months later, they do the same thing, keep doing it. Whereas if you let them alone, let them mature, or let them forget that trauma, then you could have a different animal. You know, it could change them. One example, and it's not in dogs, but it's in horses. If you watch the the movie Seabiscuit, right? He was trained to lose. He was used as a horse that was taught to race beside horses, but not beat them. He'd always stay a little bit behind. They'd hold him back, hold him back, hold him back, and he learned that behavior. Well, when his new owners got him, they taught him different, taught him how to win or let him win, and he became a Triple Crown winner. So a lot of it is in here in their head, you know, and yeah, there's been several that's happened to. You know, a lot of it is just the love and care that the person that gets them, the next person that gets them and puts time and effort into them. And, you know, we say it all the time, dogs will do a lot for you. And that could be a factor too. So yeah, it happens.
Yes, sir. Welcome down, Ram. What's your take on it, brother?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. That shit happens shit more times than you fucking would think. You know, and to go back to what all the OGs was saying, it's a maturity factor, you know, whether the dog is completely turned on or not, you know, depend on his mentality. You feel me? So, you know, they could fucking go and start going and fucking quitting school 2, 3, 4 times and fucking by the time they 3, fucking unstoppable. You know, at that point, that's where your experience come in, and you know, you gotta have the patience and wherewithal to not just be like, oh fuck that. Because if you schooling out a young dog and he quit, you know, that's kind of your fault. You know, sit on that dog and eat that shit. Let him grow up. You know, motherfucker gonna say, oh, you kept the cur, whatever. That's your fault for looking at a young dog. You know, that's the price you gotta pay. But let that young dog grow up and bring them same boys back over there and see what he got. You know, that's my take on that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But if you get out a flat out cur though, you know what a fucking cur is too at the same time. Don't be keeping no fucking curs.
Yeah. There's something that Bach mentioned. He said hate, right? In Spanish they use the word coraje. It means angry. And for me, and probably Bach too, I'll speak for him, until you see that hate, that anger, that type of behavior, that coraje in a dog, they ain't really matured yet.
Yep.
So that's one thing.
Very true.
What's your take on that, Eli?
I agree with everything that was said, and I add a little bit to it. Like even dogs like Honey Bunch was one of those famous dogs that was said that was the case with her. You know, when she was 13 months old or so. You know, it was one thing, and then she matured, and then it was another thing in the hands of someone else. You know, so she was one of those dogs that was said about. But I myself experienced that, as y'all may remember earlier. One of the dogs that I had purchased, a guy came on and said, "Oh, yeah, they told me this and this." They never told me that, but they told me a story that I can believe that. Well, the dog was a little bit slower back then, and I kept her and held her for about 6 months or so, and let her mature and fed her different. Her whole coat changed. The dog went from a blonde color to a deep dark red color, shining and glowing with health. Changing
Oh, that's when they
feed.
thought they was selling you a cur and didn't tell you. Yeah,
motherfuckers.
You turned out to have the best one.
Changed her feed, changed her fucking environment, walked her, kept her active and everything, changed her whole confidence. She on a yard full of motherfuckers that's confident and shit. And bam, she fucking struck like gold with her. Everything that I had off of her was gold. She herself was just an amazing dog. You know, but at 13 to 16 months old, when they had her and was pushing her and all that, and it just wasn't the same for them. But me, when I had her and took my time with her, gold. I've seen it over and over. I was talking to the fellas in the chat about the Red Rock dogs. There's some of those dogs that even if they start on fire early, you gotta take your time with them. A lot of Carver dogs are like that. You got to take your time with them because they may show you a little fire, a little meanness, or whatever, but it ain't really like the brother said, that hate, that real meanness. And for me, I look for something that's different. I look for poise. I look for a dog that nothing shake them, nothing stir them from the bottom to the top. When they in it, it don't fuck them up, whether they down or on top. That's the difference for me. That's that poise. Even when we talk boxing, I talk that in boxers. Certain boxers, they got that poise, but certain dogs, that's what I look for. Over anything, I love meanness. But I love poise. I love a motherfucker that ain't shook, that ain't stirred, that ain't fucked up about nothing that's going on. Hey, they feel like they on top.
That's a bulldog, Eli.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. That's what I look for. That's what I look for.
You said pause. Oh my God, man. I got chills all over me, man. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Look, y'all make me feel good when y'all confirm, because I've been doing this, and I built my standard off of this. But you guys became legends off of this. So it's when I say that, that's my experience. That's my standard.
It's cold.
I look for that poise. When y'all was talking about picks of the litter earlier, that animal that has that poise, that certain, it's a regalness about them. It's a royalty type presence about them. I don't look for that pick of the litter, but I look for those attributes in dogs. When you look at a dog that's comfort you, if a dog piss on your floor and you whoop his ass and he gone about his business and come back like ain't nothing never happened. Okay, I'm still looking at you. Okay. If that motherfucker get jumped on and turn around and grunt like, all right, motherfucker, you got me just then, but wait a minute. It don't matter to him. Nothing matters to him. It's not something that shake their whole being, because guess what? Who they is, that shit is in them. That's the same thing with a person. A motherfucker who that shit is in, I can fuck with you. If you trying to wear that shit and you trying to project that shit, you not my type of people.
Yeah, that shit be looking like a fucking Burlington suit on a motherfucker.
You said Burlington.
Yeah, Burlington Coat Factory. One of them off the rack suits.
See, what we're not gonna do is hate on Burlington Coat Factory. Cause I shop there myself, you know.
Well, you ain't buying no suits off the rack. I bet you that.
I go there to get socks and drawers from there.
Yeah, see, that should have looked like you wearing a goddamn motherfucking pillowcase.
Burlington Coat Factory, understand this language. Pause. See, keep that shit coming. Huh? I'm talking about, man, ain't nothing like it, bro. When you see that, it's a look and it's an act and it's like a royalty. You can see it. You can feel the energy when you're next to them, and you see, you know, like when they did Grand Champion Samson and Zinc. I knew Zinc was the better dog, but Samson was in better shape. And everything that you talked about, pause, Zinc had it all. But Samson was getting shook by Zinc being the way he was, but he just wasn't in the shape to finish.
It happens.
But I'm telling you, he went out like a soldier, my brother. If you'd have seen the way he went out, you'd have been like, yeah, Boomaye Ali. Because I'm talking about not one time did he turn, one time did he back up, one time did he fret. He was straight getting it with that motherfucker and took his death, bro. I watched him do it. Ken, you know, I don't know where his brain was. And I'm saying, man, pick the dog up. You got the better dog. You just can't win tonight. You ain't. Man, Ricky had that motherfucker look like one of them black ass race horses, man. Look like that motherfucker from here to the goddamn Texas oil field. And you think I was gonna bet against that? Ain't no fucking way. Look like Zink had been in the sand. I mean, he would drive some motherfucker, man.
You know when that motherfucker glowing with health, when you see that lat line and that lat line started to double up, and that motherfucker got that witness about him, and he just looks. And that regalness about him. When I say regal, I mean that motherfucker look like royalty every way he step. Motherfucker say, God damn, it look like an aura around that motherfucker. You know the difference when that motherfucker in peak condition and he see everything. That motherfucker see the planes in the sky.
Hey, Frank, you got me fucked up over here, boy. That bring back some memories, boy. When I seen that black motherfucker. I said, shit. I said, goddamn, I got 5 now on that motherfucker.
Hey, that motherfucker catch a fly. That motherfucker catch a fly like he catching that bitch with chopsticks.
Like Mr. Miyagi in that bitch. Got it. Motherfucker be on point. That's what you know. You in shape though. That's the the height of physical peak condition for real.
You done taper down just right off your work. Your muscle, your chemistry is right, man. That shit is a work of art.
Man, ain't nothing like putting one in shape, man. And you know what the fuck you doing. You got that feeling. You got that Bruce Leroy glow. You like, you gotta have a machine to get me tonight, bitch.
Hey, 7-8. I'm my earlier comment at the barbecue. I'm gonna take back and say my best was knowing that shit, nigga. I can shape the fuck out of one. When a motherfucker told me, when an old timer say, "Oh my God, youngs, oh my God," that made me that was the greatest memory I ever had. When they told me, "Oh my God, youngs."
It do feel good though when an OG be like, "Hey, who worked that dog?" I did. Oh, you worked that dog? Hey, let me holler at you, man. Want to pull your pit side and shit?
You don't got that.
You know your conditioning is on point.
Eli, you don't got that picture of that one red dog you had?
Yeah, I got it. I got it still. I gotta find it.
That motherfucking dog was in shape, nigga. That's how I knew you had dogs. I seen that. I was like, got dogs. I don't give a fuck what you say.
You know, Ram, I purposely did that because y'all was talking one day, and I knew anybody real was gonna know the difference between what was what. And you looked at that motherfucker, you was like, nope, leave that one alone right there.
Yeah, that's a dog, man. I could tell. Fool. Yeah, I drive down the street and see motherfuckers walking their dogs and be looking for the signs. Like, that look like a Mayday dog. Okay, now let's see if he got the Mayday dog equipment on. You feel me? Because you ain't gonna, be having these shits in no Walmart collars and shit.
All right, now look. I wanna because we got sidetracked. I lost my my order. Who spoke on this question about the dogs quitting? Everybody spoke on that?
I think everybody did.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody addressed that. All right, let me ask you this, and I'm gonna this will be our last question because we've been on here for 2 hours, and then we'll have some more work for Friday. And Friday gonna be lit because I've been thinking of questions as we've been going on, and I'm sure the chat gonna have some more. And if Eli, if you coming back, I definitely want to ask some conditioning questions for Friday. But the importance of rub downs after a strenuous workout. How you feel about that, Brother Bakri?
Shit, that's very, very important. I mean, how you gonna get through the next day if you don't get them feeling ready for it? You understand? So, me personally, I've always got, by me being a former athlete and doing with the hot and cold treatments, I go take mine into the bathtub with with hot water before I start to rub down, and then from the hot water, I then go to cold ice water afterwards, and then I go into my rub down. So yes, rub down is very important. It is a must, whether it's on their work day or off day. I'm going to put anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour in the rub down.
Yes, sir. Mr. Garcia, what's your take on it?
Yep. I was a proponent of the rub down. There's a lot of benefits to it. I mean, almost every athlete in every genre or every sport uses a rub down. The only time I didn't rub them down was before an activity. To me, it relaxes them too much. But afterwards, yeah. And one of the things it's good for is that people don't really think about is if your dog's sore, or if they got a pad problem, or if they got a tendon or whatever, when you're rubbing them down, they kind of wince or they'll pull away. They'll do that if they're not used to a rub down. They have a tendency, especially around the toes and stuff. They don't like you touching them. But you do it over and over repeatedly, and they'll let you rub them down anywhere you want. The only place I didn't rub them down was the groin area. But I rubbed down everything from the tip of their nose to the end of their tail, even their tail. And when you do it properly, what happened, and I did the muscles in sections, right? Right side, left side, top of the head, everything, all the way back on the side, underneath. And what happens is the muscle groups, they split up into groups. And you can see that definition, right? Like I said, one of the benefits that people don't think about is if they're sore and you touch them, they're going to let you know. That may tell you, give them a day off, don't push them. And dogs, I ain't had one that once they're used to it, they don't love it. They love it. I mean, that's a good way to bond with them. It's a good way to connect with them, all of that. So I did it religiously. I know people and taught people, they don't even bother with it. To me, that they would be better if they did. And they don't get it. It doesn't mean nothing to them. They don't take into account, they don't care. But in humans, in race horses, even roosters, they do a rub down. So if it's been being done for hundreds of years or thousands of years, anytime there's sport going back to ancient Greece or ancient Egypt or whatever, they did it back then. They did it for a reason. So it's just common sense to do it. And if you don't do it and then you do it, you'll see the difference and the benefits of it from doing it. So that's my take on the rub down. It's a must. I'm going to do it for every dog, every time.
Yes, sir. Roster Man Boom, what's your take on the rub down?
Back in the old days, in the early days, we used to use horse liniments on them.
Yes, sir.
You get your horse liniment and you put it on them, and we shoot, playing football and basketball and things of that nature. You spring your leg, you do different shit. So hell, we would put the shit on ourselves. You know what I mean? And but then as time moved on, then we just, we went to just pure alcohol. You know what I mean? And instead of just using the horse liniment, because it back then it could have caused a problem, but just use alcohol and then that just be better without anybody having any problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like in the 70s, that's what it was, and and then when you got to the 80s and the 90s, we started using alcohol and stuff like that, and it's better because you don't have no odor, But with the horse liniment, that shit, that shit will have your damn nose open.
You be in that room hiding a motherfucker. You be in that room busy to the motherfucker, like you in there sniffing paint, like you in there hustling.
Hey, but you'll feel that shit tingling your damn bones and shit. I ain't lying, man.
Yeah.
It penetrate deep on your ass, man. But you know, that was way back then. But you know, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with what you put on them sometimes because they have a tendency to lick it, you know.
Yeah.
And if they lick liniment, it's not good. By the time you're done rubbing them with alcohol, it's pretty much gone. You know, so if they do happen to lick
it dries up. That's why because I was like, damn, I said, you know, it gotta be something better. Then I said, damn, fuck, just use alcohol shit. Cause when you rub yourself down with alcohol, shit dry right up.
Yeah.
It dry right up.
Yeah,
and
I
it don't have no
green rubbing alcohol. That's what I used when I was rubbing them down. Yep.
Yeah, you can use either one. You can use either one. Yeah. So I think you know, this, you know, like I said, you know, time, technology, study, you know, you move, you advance, and you know, just things get better and better, man. But yeah, you can move on now.
Yeah. The one other thing, the rub down has a tendency to make their skin soft. And the idea behind that is if your skin is dry like leather, it cuts easier. But if it's soft and malleable, you know, it don't cut so easy like leather. You know, you oil the leather, you know, it does, you can take a knife, it scratches, it don't cut it. Dry leather, you cut it, it cut right through it.
Yeah,
so like the
leather in your car.
Yeah. That's another concept behind it. Don Mayfield talked about it, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Welcome down, Ram. What's your take on it, bro?
Man, you gotta do it, bro. You know, that's how you get the lactic acid build up out of the muscles and, you know, pushing it closer into the bloodstream so you can go on and piss and shit that shit out, man. It's good for that, you know, as well as, you know, the hot, then the cold. The cold, like after I do heavy workout days, I take a cold shower, especially on leg day, because I don't want to be fucking Frankensteining for the rest of the week. You feel me? That's fucking break down the lactic acid build up in my legs. I'm able to digest that shit, you know, get it up out of there. Same with the dogs, you know, you want the hot, then cold, then the rub down. Your dogs will be better for it. And like OG Schoolboy alluded to, you do it in sections and you'll start to see the muscles pop out, you know, and you'll be like, God damn, okay. I might be going too much with the spring pole because it stifles is fucking way too big now, you know, just it'll start, you know, the spots you hit to be more defined and you can see where you at in your program, you know. It's more benefits to it than it is not to do it. So when you do that shit, 45 minutes to an hour, it's time, but it's worth it in the end, you know, because win or lose, you know, you put everything into the dog. So if you lost, it's motherfucker was just a curve, you know. If you did everything right and you fucking quit, it's not your fault. But when you win and you say, okay, I can see the difference, especially if you do it one time and you barely win, you start doing it, you seeing that it's actually benefiting, you know, that's a good fucking feeling, man. You like, hell fucking yeah, I know what the fuck I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
One thing Bach said, you know, how it puts them in hot water and then cold. In people's mind, you know, that it shock them or whatever, this and that. I don't know the thing behind it, but I know Japanese been doing it for thousands of years, you know. They benefit from it. You guys can research what that does to it. You know, maybe next time Bach have more time, he can explain it to you. Well, but that's a common thing that's done.
Boxers do it too. Some of them.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. They doing it now. You know, they doing it now.
All college, some high schools, but I mean all college and pro levels. This is kind of, and it's like a hot, cold. It's a series. It's not just one hot cold.
Yeah,
it's a series of hot. So like we would go in and out several times, and so this is it definitely works. And I'm talking about especially those of us who play football. I mean, you talking about car crashes. I mean, this is before football got softer. Not because football players want to be that, but the league changed. So all that shit was car crashes. You know what I mean? So when we get in there, if you didn't get in that hot cold treatment, you're gonna feel like shit. Hardly can barely walk around in the dorm later on after practice, and then come back tomorrow and practice. That ain't happening. So it's along with, I think Brother Floyd Ford said on here, that I think was missed in terms of rub down. Yes, Brother Floyd, the stretching is part of the rub down. We stretching each part of their muscles out, all their legs, extending, shoulders, all of that. We do all of that in the rub downs. Just the stretching.
Yeah, the toes, all of that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's like if you go get a massage, you know, they rub the energy away from your body. It's the same with the dogs, you know.
Correct.
Yeah. You
From
pull the legs forward,
tip
you
of
pull
their
them
nose
back
to their fucking toenails. Yep.
Yeah. You stretch
and the dogs love
back.
it too. Like your dog will be the perfect dog in that moment. You feel me? And then when you done, feed that motherfucker, he'll go right to bed. You know?
Yep. True.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of benefits to it, man. And I advise everybody who call themselves even trying to put one in shape, fucking do that.
Yes,
but
sir.
do it after though, like Mr. Garcia was saying, because you know it relaxes the fuck out of them. If you fucking get a massage, you're not finna jump up and fight nobody. You feel me?
Well, speaking of, before I go to Eli, speaking of boxing, one crucial era that Emmanuel Stewart, the legendary Emmanuel Stewart, shout out to him in the Kronk Gym. He said that before Tommy Hearns fought Hagler, one of the people gave Tommy Hearns a massage, and he was pissed off because he knew that, you know, before a fight, the massage was going to relax him too much, relax his muscles too much.
Yeah, he said he didn't have no legs under him. You know, Hearns mentioned that. You know, his legs weren't under him. That was because the rub down was. They did it when Stewart was out of the room. Right. When he came back, seeing him doing it, he was pissed. Mm-hmm. You know, the walkout. You know, when you walk a dog out and empty them, they stretch, they warm up. That's their warm up for me, anyways. You know, so you know, you want them. You know, they pumped up. You know, you don't want to bring that down. You know, but you don't want them tight. So that's why you do the walkout. It stretches them out. They'll stretch themselves out. You see them do that. You know, and they'll warm up just from the walk.
Yeah, they'll scratch and kick up dirt, and you know how they
all
do
that.
There.
All that. They kick up dirt. I'm gonna win.
Hey, let me add too on the walkout. Be careful where you walk your dog out too, because motherfuckers will put some shit out there for your dog to eat and shit while you walking them out.
Be careful.
You know me. Yeah, so pick an area that look the least traveled. You know, don't go. Motherfuckers say, just take them over there. Don't take them over there. Take them somewhere else.
And I would say to what Ram said, you know, if you live in a city or residential area, period, I think every dog man should walk his yard before he let his dogs out. He should, you know what I mean? Depending on where you have your dogs put up, you should walk your yard and look at what's in the yard, man, because I got some whole ass neighbors. That's all I'm gonna say. They throw shit over.
Yeah, they try to lead your ass to fucking goddamn little poison surprise. You be mad as fuck.
Bro, I done found 2 whole Snicker bars in my yard. 2 whole ones. Just random. Like
no dogs ain't supposed to eat chocolate.
No, but so how 2 whole Snicker bars, not half eaten, just a whole Snicker bar thrown in the yard? Like, come on, bro. This is ridiculous.
This whole antifreeze Snicker bar, motherfuckers.
Right. Brother Eli, what's your take on it, man?
For me, I can just echo the sentiments. Like Ram picked it up perfect at the end for me. The key to the rub down is rubbing the lactic acid out, because it gets the dog's body used to being able to deal with that heat buildup and recovery. So you start to see that 45-minute rub down. You start to see a dog that don't heat up. That when his legs heat up, he ain't cramping up. And then Brother Bach came right back and put that hot cold treatment in. If you ever done work the hell out of a dog, or ever done been competitive with a dog, that cold water hit them legs and that whole back end go dead on you, and you, what the fuck is that?
Facts.
I mean, like, bro, no, don't put the cold water on that motherfucker. Because you know most people ain't rubbing down and ain't doing what they supposed to do. And the
Correct.
first thing you gonna hear old vet say, "No, don't put the cold water across it."
Right.
And that motherfucker back in go dead. But when you put that treatment on them, and when you've been doing that rub down, and they body used to dealing with that lactic
Yep.
acid and getting rid of that
Big
heat
fact.
off the muscles, they shake back like a 4.5. They shake
Fact.
back. Hey, it ain't nothing. And that's the difference. And the thing about it is you helping your feed along. A lot of with conditioning for me is in the feed, and you feeding that into their body. Like when you feed those MCT oil, that coconut oil in there and shit, you ain't doing yourself no justice if you're not doing that rub down, if you're not doing that treatment. Because if you're doing that rub down, those oils help cycle good fats through their bloodstream and help carry that helps to carry that and help get rid of that lactic acid. So if you're not rubbing down and helping the blood flow of it and helping push that lactic acid along, their body starts to cycle that and get used to that, and their body starts to mimic that as you do it. So if you're doing it from week 1 to week 8, from week 1 to week 8, you're doing it and it's building your bond, but that body is actually doing it more and they're recovering more. And then here you go with Schoolboy. What he said, when you rub down and you can feel, and this dog is not flinching, and this dog feels hard and he feels solid, and all his muscle groups are well groomed and coming together. Your diet and your care for this dog, your therapy, your overall program starts to come together. So if you sitting up here and you lacking on actually rubbing that dog down, you actually doing yourself a disservice, because if you rub the dog down, then what you put into him, that's gonna naturally actually help activate those things, you're actually stimulating those receptors in that dog's body to actually do that. And another thing that Schoolboy said that I followed the way that I was thinking about is they used to talk about the thinness of the coat and the softness of the coat versus that rough, thicker coat. When a coat is thinner and softer, for one, it weighs less. So you get a bigger dog at a lesser weight on that end. Not only do you get a bigger dog at a lesser age, you get a dog whose body doesn't conduct as much heat because that layer of skin is not as thick. And you get a dog that clot better, you get a dog that come back better, that cool better. All those different things you get from putting the right oils in the dog's diet, rubbing the dog down the right way, and keeping that dog the right way. Not letting that dog exude a lot of energy on the chain when you're not working them and shit, and out in the kennel going crazy and shit, putting them in a keep box or bringing him in the house or whatever to keep him calm and relaxed. And those rub downs just bring all that shit together. And it's a science. And athletes, us do that. The brothers know I drop 55 pounds and I work like a fucking dog. And if I these same shit, I think about this shit when I'm working, when I'm feeding myself, when I'm eating. It's the same shit.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well said. And
yeah, Eli did drop 55. He posted that pic in the group chat up first. I was like, what this nigga sending pictures of another motherfucker? Is it a joke? Y'all look again like, oh, that's bro. That motherfucker skinny than a mini now, boy, in shape.
he ain't skinny. He's definitely muscular. That's the thing, though. See.
Oh yeah, yeah. But when I met him, you know, that name was El Gordo Locone. You feel me?
Hey, I want to thank the chat and everybody for making this a successful show once again. I want to say once again, Happy New Year to y'all. We have more questions, but I want to stay true to the YouTube analytics. I know my audience, and I know that doing shows longer than 2 hours and 30 minutes is not conducive. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm going to do is we're going to come back Friday, and we're going to save those questions and add some more to it. and it's gonna be fire. You know what I mean? It's gonna
let me say one last thing when you
yes, sir, brother Bach. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, I just want to say this. A buddy of mine had came to me the other day after listening to our show. First of all, I come here strictly to bring knowledge of past experiences that I was with, and I'm sure just about everyone here is. I don't come here to come talking about anybody. I mean, there's a lot of things that a person can say about somebody, and a lot of times, like they say, if you don't have nothing good to say, just keep quiet. The last show we had, we were talking about people who were defaming and breaking people's character down wrongfully. Someone said that I had said had called Perry a bitch or something. If I did, I apologize. I was meaning to say it was some bitch shit to be able to come and talk bad about another brother. We got enough brothers speaking bad about one another as it is. But I was saying that I meant to say that it was some bitch shit by doing that, but not meaning to call that man a bitch. I don't really get into calling any man outside of his name. So with that said, I just wanted to put that out there. As far as apologizing to the people that are in our chat, as well as the person who I said that about, that was not meant to call that man a bitch. I was saying that meant to mean that was some bitch shit. And I meant that. So I just want to say that.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, you see how easy that was to come back and right or wrong? It's that fucking easy.
Hey,
You fucking somebody feels slighted, just come back and make it right. It's no big deal. He ain't call you a bitch. He said you did some bitch shit. It's a difference.
Right.
And I want to say salute to Brother Bach, because that's OG shit. You know what I mean? These are the type of dudes I grew up around, guys who raised me and taught me how to conduct myself. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? He cleared something up. You know what I mean? Real quick. Anybody got to respect that. If you 100, if you real, you got to respect that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, you know? So salute to Brother Bach for that. Salute to the panel. Salute to the chat. And we'll definitely be back Friday with some heat. I'm going to put up a post for y'all to leave y'all questions for Friday. But we got some heat because, Eli back, so we go, we finna get into this conditioning. We finna get to this conditioning now.
I'm gonna be honest.
Fucking 5 conditioning motherfuckers y'all got here too, boy.
I know, Brother Eli, Brother Boone, and brother Schoolboy. Those are 3 that I definitely highly would recommend from what I heard and what I know personally about Boone in terms of his conditioning.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to get to that conditioning. You know what I mean? And I appreciate y'all. And salute to the chat. Smash that like button on the way out. We'll see y'all next Friday, man. And make sure y'all tune in. Matter of fact, go over to Facebook Messenger, hit up Schoolboy to register your puppies, register your dogs, get them dual registered. You know what I mean? That's going across the bottom of the screen right now. And we'll get with y'all.
International Coalition Dog Registry.
Yes, sir.
Get that shit out for get your shit registered, man. I'm telling you, better get it while you still got the good prices.
And one last thing, brother Kev and the brothers here. Another thing. We as dog men do not want to hate or do anything against any dog man that is on a platform anywhere, whether it be in magazines, whether it be here on YouTube, anybody that can come bring some light and help out our breed and help those who are just want to be in conformation or conditioning their dogs, or whether they're wild boar hunting, can do it. We support them. That means other shows, other shows, any show that is enhancing the breed. I'm sure everyone here would be supportive of that. Those other programs. I know I am. I don't think anybody here would not be supportive, and I would hope everybody would be. But I know that we support the enhancement of the Bulldogs, regardless what platform it comes from. This is not the only platform. That Bill's up here. He has his own show, and other people have their own show who come here. You got Triple J, you got Pro, you got a couple of different guys who give up some great information. And we just like to say we support all those who are enhancing the Bulldog.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I support everybody, you know what I'm saying? Whether they support me or not, I support everybody because I got other shit to do in my day than hate on somebody else. Trust me. Believe me. I got way too much shit to do. I'm worried about my grandchild's future, my son, trying to keep him out of harm's way, make sure my daughter marries the right man. I ain't got no time to be worried about hating on nobody else. Better believe that.
There you
go.
Right.
We'll catch y'all next week, man. Salute to y'all. We up out of here. Peace.